Independent. Let's get Scandi Recon on Blue 4. Let's get the 19th on Independent.
Copy.
I'll take it.
Good man.
Let's give him a warm welcome, shall we?
Let's see how these numbers are looking, and then we'll crack on. Remember, if you're having any problems with slotting up, and you can't slide yourself in, or there's any issues, disconnect and reconnect so we can keep track of these numbers and make sure everything is nice and smooth and dandy. But right now, this is looking Gert Lush. Let's have FK on Independent. Let's have PLH on Blue 4.
There we go.
Now I'm going to go through and I'm going to say names, and when I say a name, just confirm to me whether or not you are a member of Centaur. Electro Beta. Anybody know Electro Beta?
Electro Beta is going to be with the 29th.
Okay, fantastic. Dutch Eagle. Anyone know of Dutch Eagle?
We do have a bunch of singular people who have hopped on.
We just gained 3 players.
If they're not here, they still have 10 minutes after we start.
Yeah. Hawkey, you are Centaur, aren't you?
Yeah.
Awesome. Can I get you on Blue 4, please? Arcor, how many of you guys got here tonight?
Just me, by the looks of it.
Okay, let's get you on
Independent, and then the last guy on Independent again should be good.
Yeah, let's do that. Spot on.
Some shit talking in the group chat.
Just leaves us with Dutch Eagle.
Classic.
Regal.
How are you guys doing? They're still slotting things up.
With the 19th, we ran out of slots.
We have a very interesting roster here of assets. It's probably the most diverse roster I've ever seen.
Another roll on the slot, and then you'll be all good. Just roll with your guys.
But we'll have to see how things go. It's a rush attack, which means the assets are meant to go super fast, which is why we have a bunch of them. We'll have to see how things go.
From Independent somewhere.
If,
There's always gingerly
he's saying he wanted to join Scandi. Is Scandi here?
What?
We're Blue 4.
All right.
I saw.
Is that okay with you guys?
I'll set you up for the next round.
Yeah, and then pads, you need to slot.
Personally, I'm also super tired because I've been. We'll get to what I've been doing. There's going to be a 6-hour stream tomorrow where I will be commanding 59 guys against 40, and it's been an absolute pain in the ass.
1 minute on the clock. Organize your team.
Let's listen to how these guys are doing.
And take the driver for night, please.
Oh, yeah, my bad. I'm sorry.
Be like a 65-person up, so that's pretty nice.
Commander, is that going to be Anderson, or is that something else?
We can come up and take.
Logan's going platoon marksman. We've got a roughly filled alpha squad. Bravo's partially filled with a few dudes. They're taking their MAT team, which is a good call, and the assistant so they can get 2 missiles. And we got a full BTR, full...
Wonderful.
1151. I forget what that is. A full Dishka and full pilot.
Olaf, could you jump into Bravo?
So the assaulting infantry is going to be a bit tough.
Hope we see
I
some
said Bravo
nice
medic and
fights
Rigel
tonight.
if you want to jump up to squad lead.
R453R, I agree. I hope we see them as well. You and Revent, thanks for both the 5-month resubs. I hope you keep enjoying the operations.
Fantastic.
And I hope get a kick out of this PvP bout.
Skandarikan's team.
Yeah, I'm sorry, that was Dutch Eagle?
Yeah, Dutch Eagle.
Oh, sure, yeah. Jump in, Delta 1.
Right, I have a question though. I'm now on Bravo squad leader and I'm playing
Blue
with the
4 has
be playing with them
platoon lead and marksman. They've got a mostly filled alpha. They've got a filled Bravo team.
That's a question for you there, Pierce.
Partial Charlie.
Say again?
Full MG team for Delta. Full Mat team. And none of their assets for vehicles filled. And then one pilot.
Okay, Dingo, back to it. Both teams ready?
Interesting.
Pierce still has to do his thing.
Right. Okay.
So we'll see how Pierce diversifies his assets.
He's on the wrong team, so disregard that.
Okay. So we need at least one more pilot. Who here is? Can anyone nominate a very particularly competent pilot?
You need someone who's competent at landing.
Okay.
I am a pilot.
Dingo says that because he's salty about last week where he was in an Mi-24 that crashed on the ground and killed an entire squad.
I want PHK and NASA to vouch for me.
Yeah, I can vouch for that. 100%.
Yeah, Ice. I mean, you're a good pilot. I think they could use one. Why don't you come on real quick?
Yes.
And GT giving out 2 gift subs. They went to Batch and Kamito TV. Make sure to thank GT for those gift subs. Hope you all keep enjoying the ops. Hope you're staying safe on COVID-19. And I hope you get a kick out of tonight's PvP events.
Good.
Now, we are going to be covering both EU and North America, which is NA. I don't know why I diversified that, but each has 3 fights, 2 branches, so that's 6 fights total today. There will be a 1-hour intermission between the 2, give or take, unless round 3 for EU ends super quick, which is a possibility.
Arma Serbia, can you take a comment?
But this is going to be about a 34 v 28, give or take, because Independent's supposed to get an advantage, but they're putting a lot of their guys in vehicles, so they're gonna probably lose that advantage. And we'll have to see how things go.
Send in Goat Team 6.
And JFax, thanks to the 11-month resub as well.
I thought we didn't talk about that.
Mission is called Air Overkill of all things. Jeez, no, we don't talk about it. What is it, Jay? Actually, don't bring it up. But thanks for the 11-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the ops as well. Hope you get a kick out of this PvP operation, and I hope you get a kick out of this. So,
Arco, I believe this one is one of yours.
I am going to jump down to Casting Couch early because I can explain what this is. Green 4 can start at any part of this area. They're not allowed to leave this box till intermission ends. Blue 4 has 3 terminals to defend. It's going to be a wave defense because these 2 stay inactive. So, Blue 4 have to defend this one first. Green 4 cannot come around and take Terminal 3 before Terminal 1 and 2 are taken, because once Terminal 1's taken, then Terminal 2 will be active, and then Terminal 3 will be active. The Terminals hacks, it's very simple. They just have to interact with the Terminal asset from Arma 3. I'll go ahead and scroll in and show you guys as I scroll down, because, you know, even when I'm holding down Z and scrolling in, it's a bit of a pain in the butt. And I'll go ahead, hit P so we can see tracers, but, you know, it's a simple terminal asset. What happens after they hack it is 15 seconds go by with an alarm, and then a GBU spawns, this despawns, and it blows up. In that amount of time for terminal hacking, Blue 4 will have a minute and a half to go back and stop the hack on the terminal, and that's all you need to know. That's how the operation will go. So Blue 4, they had a lot more guys in infantry groups than defensive assets themselves. So we've got 2 UH-1s, which are Hueys. The Huey model being very powerful, though we did see last week that Friday Night Fights, they have reconfigured the vehicles so that the Hueys are no longer too OP. If they hit the ground too hard, they will explode. So it basically fixes it from RHS. But they are also equipped with 240s. We also have 4 open top Humvees. They can fit 6 people in the back and 2 in the front, so those are for squads. And then these are the one whatever designation, basically armed MRAPs with a nice little top covering. These can take only like 4 people, I think a 5th with the gunner. But otherwise, that is it for Blue 4. Iceberg asking if there's no anti-missile stuff. No. Hueys do not have that. The biggest threat to the Hueys is both teams are going to be fielding their mat gunners, which are the javelins that can lock onto anything with the thermal signature. So they can... Looks like that just got changed to a javelin, actually. I think because he was default NATO because he was loading in. So he will have 1 round for the javelin, and then here's his assistant gunner. He has an additional round. And since Green 4 will be fielding in both helicopters... that is going to probably be used as AA, because I can't really see anything else that will be used, except maybe the 50 cals, because, you know, some good hits will penetrate and kill the pilot, since they know Independent are not going to be fielding any co-pilots. There's also 2 static 50s here. We'll see where Blue 4 decides to put those. But now let's look at Independent. They have been given a spawn on the southern MSR here. Both MSRs converge at a T intersection right here to go into the AO. But they have been given their BTR-80. We have an armed Humvee and a Dishka. Technical. Actually, that would be technically a gun truck. We got some cool camoed... Hueys with 240 Bravos as well on the side, so 7.62 instead of 50 cal. It means it's going to have less penetration and less ability to destroy vehicles. And we've got a varied amount of trucks, even a UN truck, which I find kind of interesting here. But I don't see anything else. I did list out what assets they had in terms of designation. I'm just making sure I got everything. So yeah, we'll see where they decide to put these 2 gun cars here, where they decide to put that BTR-80. If I was in Blue 4's shoes, I would probably take out 1 helicopter and the BTR-80 with my MAT team. Because BTR-80, it's a very big threat if it's left to its own devices. But... Independent, they do have RPGs. They also have the really deadly RPG warhead, the Tandem Heat, which can knock vehicles out pretty easily. Meanwhile, Blue 4 is just going to be restricted to AT4s for their ATs, so I would definitely have the MAT team take out the BTR, because that is, you know, the biggest threat. So, we'll see how things go with there. It looks like their Javelin guys having a few troubles connecting in. We're also seeing some people... also having some issues, but overall, looking at Green 4's approach, you know, they have the 2 MSRs. We also have these massive hills for MAT teams and snipers to go on. Really just on the first terminal, Overwatch can be done via this big ridge really close by, and they also do have some towers that Independent can garrison and look across, but... You know, with this big hill, there's also a far ridge line over here with a wrecked building. That might be the... No, that one's too far. One of these wrecked buildings in the vanilla campaign, you find not Miller, but his other dude, and they're just overwatching Altus. I think that one's more over there, actually. But these wrecked buildings can give them some good overwatch. It's just getting up there is going to be difficult. You also have to remember the MAT team. He's not just an AT guy or an AA guy. He also has a thermal camera. So he'll be able to see anything up on the side ridges climbing up, and also be a good bit of recon data. Or at least get some recon data. And if you know where your enemy is coming from, you can easily redeploy your units and counter them accordingly. Otherwise, looking at Terminal 1 here, it's in a building. They're specifically marked. There's no area waypoint, so Independent will know exactly where it is. We have a nice little bunker right here, but it can easily be flanked from this ridge line. So I probably wouldn't put a static in there if I was in Blue 4's shoes. But this position's really tough to defend because you have this ridge right here that Op4 can just poke over and engage. Plus, they've got the far ridges for recon, and I mean, they could literally just put a team right down here and then walk up because they got a little bit of defilade to go up. So Blue 4 will probably need some units right here. They can't go mostly up to the ridge right here. Let's see. They can go to just about right here from the looks of it. Any more is out of bounds, but this would also be a pretty decent spot to do recon from. It's just very limited because they have to stay within the map borders. So if a marksman starts pinning them down, it could be an issue. But Blue 4 will definitely have to utilize these two big hills, probably that one back there too, if need be, to keep Overwatch going. So Terminal 1, probably a difficult fight. I, as Blue 4, wouldn't really garrison too much here. I'd probably put a few guys in the outlying buildings just to set up some traps to try to bait Independent in. But let's look at Terminal 2. Terminal 2 has some far ridges out here, but they're outside the map boundary. We have this one right here, which is in, but this is a much longer engagement radius, and Blue 4 and Independent are limited to short-range scopes, so not as bad as that one ridge by Terminal 1, but still, you know, it is potential for the Independent marksman to go up there and commit some pot shots. But this one, it's in a little bit more of a defensible building that's been garrisoned up. The Terminal also has got some sandbags around it. But in terms of buildings, I mean, we got one right here that they could garrison the second stories of, but still, from, you know, looking right here, got some open kill zones here that a machine gunner could take out, but we also do have a little bit of a riverbed right here. It's dried up, but, you know, you can see where Independent could bring units up and get very close to right on top that position. But that going up to there, you know, we still have a few windows that if Blue 4 pulls security well, they can take things out. But, you know, Independent can go up through this angle and get pretty close to close the distance. And then, you know, again, this riverbed right here, I mean, it leads to all three terminals. It starts literally at Terminal 1, continues off to the power plant, but that could probably be used, and it has just enough defilade that, well, I mean, maybe Blue 4 will be able to spot it with the big hills. We're also noticing that the render distance is a little limited here, and I'm not sure if they can change that or not, so that could be a little messy. But let's look at Terminal 3. So again, this riverbed doesn't get them all the way to Terminal 3. It gets them close, though, but it does get them over back here, where they can get on these high positions and come around. So Terminal 3 a little tougher. They got this big hill nearby, which Blue 4 I would expect to have something up here for Overwatch, but it's got a pretty good perimeter with the exception of, you know, these nice little hills here that offer Independent to get up and do some proper defilade. We also have Blue 4 having access to this little cop. This tower will be really, really nice to help cover the right flank. And then if they just have one or two guys up here, they can easily cover the left. But this AO is pretty interesting. It's fairly balanced. Independent has a lot of ways to get to the terminal sites, but Blue 4 has a lot of ways that if they, you know, set their units up correctly, they'll be able to watch most of those sites coming in, and the ranges of this AO are limited to the point that, you know, Blue 4 could cover things. The risk, though, is Independent can take helicopters outside of the AO. So can Blue 4. But Independent's going to be more on the offense here. So will Independent risk taking a helicopter with a full squad around and then deploying it somewhere in one of these valleys between these ridges? That's going to be a very interesting question of debate, and I'll be curious to see how Independent executes their plan. Already Independent sending up the gun car up the MSR. They're probably going to stop. Nope, they're vectoring left, maybe to get up on a hill to do some preliminary recon to see how Blue 4 is deploying, because I imagine the render distance is limited, so people can already, you know, do some preliminary recon before they get into the AOs themselves. The player count is about 65 players total. And Nafs, how are you doing? But yeah, that's, you know, my analysis of this operation. I think it could go either way. It's going to really depend on where Independent places their units, and where Blue 4 puts their mat team, and what Blue 4 decides to put their mat team on. If the mat team does not kill the BTR, I think the BTR is going to be a very big threat. Because we've seen it time and time again, when the BTR is not dealt with, it can do some it can dish some serious damage. So that would be a priority target for Blue 4. But with all of these ridges here, we'll have to see if the BTR is going to try to use one of them to fire from high ground, or is it going to go into the valley and potentially end up in a kill zone. I mean, overall, I haven't seen any assets on either team that I would consider traps. Blue 4, I think, had a good idea of not garrisoning both choppers, but I know the commander wanted both used. I think Blue 4 only needs one, because they'll be able to get recon from staying up on the high cliffs. The only reason they'll need a chopper is to hunt down independent choppers, but if you had one chopper with both guns, you could take on both of the choppers just by getting in between them. They're not allowed to kamikaze assets. This was something that I heavily debated with them. This is one of the reasons I actually don't play FNF, is because I would be way too tempted in a vehicle to run people over, and that's against the rules. But I've done it so many times that it literally is just an instinct for me, and I don't want to get banned from commentating, so I don't really play on... I don't have any plans to really play on the ground for that reason.
I'll see you tonight for more PvP smiles.
But, you know, the Hueys are also not allowed to ram into each other or in the VIX. Now, there are exceptions. For example, we saw last week when Logan, it wasn't Logan, it was someone else, rammed their speedboat minigun into an RHIB. That was because he was alone and there was no choice. But, you know, it's very situational. I just don't want to risk it. But anyway, yes, Barbarian and maybe Sergeant Warwick will also join us for the NA branch later today for some more PvP Friday Night Fights esports bollocks. And yeah, can't wait to see you there. It's Warwick. I'm sorry. You know I can't say your name right, Bavarian Viking. Just don't worry about it. Barb gets so pissed. But Barb, thank you for the 21-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the ops. Thank you so much for all the editing work you do for me, and hope you get a kick out of this while you're working. But anyway, to talk about personal plans, tomorrow from 1 p.m. to 7 p.m. I will stream a commander perspective of a 99-person PvP event. It's been a pain in the ass because I keep getting drip-fed random information that is really important for me to know. For example, I was told, because it's Blue 4 US versus Op 4 Insurgents, I was told that they wouldn't have any AA. Now I'm being told they might have AA. I was told that Op 4 wasn't allowed to steal our mortars. Then a guy on my team in Blue 4 made an argument for why Op 4 should be able to steal our mortars, so now they can steal our mortars. And each squad has a mortar for some weird reason, even though we're not allowed to use them most of the time because of civilian casualties and bollocks, so I don't know why we have them. It's just bait for Op 4 to steal, I guess, now. And we have a defensive fob that we're spawning from. So I think we're going to get spawned and entrapped or something. And now EOD magically gets demining drones, even though there was no mention of it on any documentation. So now EOD is going to be slower because they want to use the drones instead of walking. So I'm just like... you know? Like, I'm not even... I made plans. I made a giant document listing out, you know, everything that I feel like people should know. Now I'm not even touching it because I don't want to bother. But anyway, mission has started. We have Independent that have split up in various directions. Both helicopters going up the right flank. We have a medic that is, I guess, AFK by himself. I don't really know why. I think he's just AFK. But we've seen an AFK guy be the last survivor before, so that would be pretty funny. Helicopter's coming up. It looks like it's dropping some people off. It's dropping the MAT team off. So Blue 4's trying to rush ahead to try to snipe independent targets. That's a very good place to go to because it's got a lot of coverage of these positions. Blue 4 looks like they're actually doing rushes. Like, literal counter rushes. They have a team set up by Terminal 1. They're not really putting too much on Terminal 2 and 3, so that's going to leave room for Independent to go around. And Rek is shooting at his own helicopter. I think Rek is the blue 4 marksman, but yeah, he, I don't like his Overwatch position. There's so many better places he could go, but already he's... Okay. Are you... Please, kill the pilot and make my day. Like, just show me that silly, silly thing. But anyway, you gotta remember, these guys are part of Scandi Recon, and they're doing a... pretty much a counter-offensive here, but we have the Dishka Vic pushing up. It is firing at these infantry groups over here, again, utilizing those far hills to their advantage. Matt team is probably going to get eyes on and call up this group to come in. Meanwhile, we do have 2 guys sneaking up, some of these guys staying down. But yeah, already a large amount of fighting going on. We're seeing a far team already engaging. They're going to pull away because I think these guys are just running distraction because the main force is completely pulling around. So these helicopters don't have any additional crew, they just have their gunners. And the Blue 4 helicopter's over here, and now we might see some helicopter v helicopter action. We've also got a big transport truck, 2 transport trucks coming up to this far ridge, so we're going to see a lot of action everywhere. And the second Blue 4 helicopter is also up, and they're going to shoot at each other as Independent try to pull away. So Blue 4, we already see a man down. I cannot pronounce that, but he probably got shot by the vehicle up here. BTR 80 also up here, firing some more shots. Matt team is probably going to try to get set up to take that out. We're seeing smoke grenades popped. I just saw AT get launched. That was by Blue 4. It was a miss, unfortunately. But now he is in perfect position for the Matt team to engage. Will Matt team do it? There's the Javelin. And that BTR 80 is toast. They're going to be able to get dismounts on it. But yeah, it's smoking. We probably have a KIA in there. But yeah, perfect positioning for Blue 4 to utilize that. But the main Green 4 group is coming out over here. We also have a side group that's dismounted over here. Logan, who's the marksman, also setting up right there. And these guys are exchanging fire. Wheaton is probably going to be the guy that is dead. It was a +3, so there's already one other KIA here. But if we scroll down, it might have been Anderson. But there goes Wheaton. He's still, I guess, alive, maybe? I don't know. But Pads gets a grenade to the face as these 2 guys from Delta come in. Gorski is going to get the drop on Pads. Meanwhile, Bridge is coming up. He is the Matt team gunner for Independent, but he doesn't hear that Dusty gets shot, so Gorski doesn't turn around. Bridges gets eyes on, though. He could engage Gorski here. Tries shooting him in the back, gets a headshot, and he is knocked down. So Blue 4 lose that push there. But if Blue 4 could capture Bridges' Matt gun, that would be devastating for Independent. Meanwhile, Boston's still alive. He gets back up. Nothing too hasty there. Blue 4 sending their units down. Independent circling their choppers on the left flank. So yeah, this was purely a distraction that Blue 4 is definitely trying to counter. I just want to see now where Independent goes from here. They've got guys on this really large ridge. I think they're going to try to follow it down, use the ridge line here and assault the first terminal position. This Independent group, I don't know what they're doing. I think they're going to head up and possibly try to get up on this hill and go to Terminal 2, but I don't see where they can really maneuver because there's a lot of open areas for them to go to the other terminal points. So I think putting people up at that flank was a little bit of a mistake, but we'll have to see. Meanwhile, we have, I think Dusty woke back up. Yep. He has no idea Boston is right behind him. Boston is at another body. I think he's looking up and Dusty, no. Mountain trying to land. Boston now not looking in that direction. If he was still looking there, we would have seen Dusty get up. And now we're seeing helicopters engage. They're firing down at the destroyed BTR, so a little bit of friendly fire going right there. They're just getting confused that the Matt team is engaging them. So what is Dusty going to do? Looks like NASA's pushed up. These guys are firing over here. Looks like they're firing down on this group's position. Probably spotted the vehicles, and these guys have no idea they're being engaged from that rear. But that long-range fire, we see that's going blue by the time it gets here. Bullets aren't going to be that deadly. But what is Dusty doing? He is crawling over, still bleeding a little bit. He might try to get on top of Nutty Person's perspective. Looks like his gunner died. The vehicle looks mostly okay, though. And Dusty's also got to be careful because he's getting shot at by friendly bullets. So Independent have deployed Fred over here. He was one of the pilots. That's interesting. I don't think Blue 4's noticed, but maybe he'll try to back cap. But yeah, Blue 4 only's got one guy on the gun. So yeah, again, the Hueys are just flying around right here. And the Independent Huey just shot at the other Independent Huey. Even though one side is bright green and the others are tan. But that is the air fight going here. We also have Humvee that's pushed up. Again, firing at Blue 4's position. Other Javelin goes, and it's going to go for the vehicle. Okay. So that takes out the M2 Vic right there. So Blue 4 foregoing their AT capability, excuse me, AA capability, go AT. Dusty, meanwhile, has climbed up to his friend's body. Wheaton is now unconscious. Nutty Purge is still around. I thought Dusty was taking out Nutty, but he's going to probably loot that 240 Bravo and scan around. He's still got to check out that Dishko. We still have Nutty up here. Not doing much. We hear a cook-off explosion from that Vic, but yeah, these guys are just going to keep it to the air war. Meanwhile, I think both of these pilots have noticed that, yeah, no, the Green 4-1 has that, but he's trying to just stay under him. Meanwhile, other chopper, this is crazy what's going on here. We have one of the Green 4 guys went unconscious. That was the guy that was stuck. And yeah, they're just going to shoot at each other and probably burn most of their ammo for the rest of this match. So we'll see who wins that fight. Fred's still deployed. Wait, it's not Fred. It's now Almighty Muzz. I thought it was Fred. Never mind. Yeah, Green 4 still up in that position. I think that's just a major waste of their manpower. But yeah, these helicopters are going to duke it out in the meantime. Blue 4 still has a pretty good defensive position. Looks like they're firing at the ridgeline up here. I think mispiding where they are. But it looks like Dusty went unconscious. The vehicle was taken. Maybe Dusty bled out. I don't know what would have gotten him. Maybe Nutty took him out. But we have Boston, Stray Dog, and Bridges coming up here. So they're going to clear this, probably double tap Dusty. Meanwhile, the Matt team is now being engaged by fire all the way up from that ridgeline. Blue 4 has a force over here. They're doing their best to hold. Rocket just came in on that MRAP, and it is now smoking. Some suppressive fire going up as well. Another RPG being loaded, a tandem warhead. He quickly gets down. Little texture glitch right there. And we just saw one helicopter go down for Independent. Far, because the pilot was knocked out. We saw a little medical symbol right there. So Independent have lost a chopper in the chopper warfare. That is gonna... I don't know how much of a major blow that's going to be, but if Blue 4 can get air superiority and start striking at Independent positions, that's going to let Blue 4 get a massive advantage on this fight. Meanwhile, Independent's still back here. They're getting grenades thrown at them, but they're rolling down the hills here. Suppressive fire come out. They're trying to hit the gunner out of that Vic. And the Matt team is popping a bunch of smokes under suppressing fire, I guess trying to go reinforce that other Blue 4 position. Meanwhile, the chopper... I mean, the chopper fight's still going. I think, with two choppers, Blue 4 should easily be able to, got that Independent one. Yeah, so Fred is in that vehicle. I thought he was the guy that landed, but yeah, Almighty, he might just try to back cap Terminal 2 or Terminal 3, but that back cap's only going to be as useful as, just heard something get hit on the chopper. But the back cap's only going to be useful if they can take Terminal 1 and 2. We just heard a rocket go off. That is a Javelin round going to the MRAP. Interesting. So that was already hit by AT and disabled, but I guess Matt team for Independent just wanted to make sure it was down because I guess it was being too much of a hassle. I would have struck at the Hueys at that point. But we have French now pulling way out of the AO, and looks like Robertson is going to break off and instead work on over here. We have this one also pulling back north, don't know why, but You know, we still have Scandi Recon down here. They're being kept in reserve. They still have the other MRAP. But if they could identify that gun came from up here, they could basically assault the other MAT team at close range, and they wouldn't be able to lock on. But we're seeing marksman shots coming from Logan at this position here. And they're not able to properly PID his elevation. So yeah, I think they're going to mount up and probably reposition instead. So, interesting choice by Logan. I can see why he didn't engage his position, though. He wants them to push off because he wants to try to defend his MAT team. So, decent call there. But the bullets are just taking a little too long. And yep, they're going to push off. That might get the MAT team. Oh, we just saw another rocket get launched. That is going over to a helicopter, it looks like. Yep, and helicopter is hit. It's going to have to try to land. Nope, engine's down, and that now evens out the helicopter fights. Shame they didn't save it because they could have sniped Scandi Recon out of that MRAP. But they would have still probably been able to dismount. So that is all of the MAT missiles fired. We have Boston down right here. Someone else that has died. So really good work. I think that was the marksman up in that tower shooting at them. Yeah, I mean, he is dead on with the bodies he's trying to double tap. So overall, fight is still anyone's game. I would say it's leaning on Blue Force solely because look at Blue Force positioning right here. They have Terminal 1 pretty well locked down. Independent, meanwhile, have one force over here, a small team up here, and then this group up here. But they, for the most part, don't have a vehicle advantage. If anything, Blue 4 has the vehicle advantage because they still have an active MRAP and a Huey, while Independent just have the Huey and the Dishka. But it is still anyone's game because fights like these still will come down to the PvP. So maybe this team will come down and cause some massive casualties and be able to take Terminal 1. Meanwhile, I think Almighty has determined that Terminal 3 has no one on it, so they'll back cap. But I'd be curious to see if this team tries to sneak a guy in to take Terminal 2, and then Almighty stays for Terminal 3, and it's just up to this team to get a guy up to Terminal 1 to defend it. But Platoon HQ is right on top of Terminal 1, so Blue 4 is not going to give that one up without a fight. So them choosing to have Terminal 1 be their stand, I think, even though I disagree with the ridge, putting guys up on this ridge worked out for them because Independent deployed their units really far out in a massive pincer. Now we're just going to have to see if Independent or Blue 4 will win the PvP bout. Meanwhile, Alexander back here, he is not a medic. He's the team lead for these guys. They might be able to get Goran up if to this guy, if Alexander can stabilize him. But it's a very risky play. You do not want to lose your medics early on because otherwise you're kind of screwed. Meanwhile, one guy has survived from the choppers. He's getting fired at by friendlies because they can't PID. He might get blue on blued. Let me correct that. He already was blue on blue. I'm saying he might get killed by a friendly. So failure to PID right there. For reference, here's Arcor. He's wearing a dark green woodland camo assessment. Meanwhile, these guys are wearing a more brownish one. But it does have a little bit of woodland camo there. So I guess from this range of the scope, I can understand why he would blue on blue. Because, you know, only with his like 1x magnification, it's very tough to tell. But you never know. Meanwhile, these guys looks like they've survived the chopper crash. And that's another 3 guys for infantry that can go around and be a pain in Independent's side. Nemesis and Finn, they are actually completely pulling back here with the chopper to cover them. Almighty probably heard the chopper coming. He definitely hears that MRAP coming now. But they're probably pulling back to form a defensive perimeter on to prevent any back capping. So I'm curious to see if Almighty has he set up any demo or traps? He doesn't appear to be an engineer. Looks like a rifleman. He could be an NG though. I'm not sure if they get any special symbols, but if they did, it's the single triangle. But that would be really, really despicable if they put explosives at, defensive positions at Terminal 3 and deaded them as Blue 4 came in. That would probably be a game-winning move, to be perfectly honest. But yeah, 3 guys over here. Arcor still moving around down here. He's an engineer. You can tell by the symbol above him, but he looks like he doesn't have that the triangle on it. So if Arcor was back there, that could be a lot worse. But yeah, no, I think Almighty is just a chopper gunner because he's got the helicopter symbol over his head. So Independent have moved up to this ridge, a pretty sizable force. Blue 4 has a light defensive garrison here because Blue 4 is pretty badly spread out. And we have this team coming all the way up here. I think they were just checking for hostile forces. Almighty up right here as well. He's going to quickly get down. And Blue 4 has no reason to know that he's back here. Nothing's protruding up. Fog of War is crazy, man. People will get within meters of each other and not even know it. Now you also have the helicopter flying over. Again, they're just trying to check to make sure Independent isn't bringing things around. I think they know they're doing this because they know Independent probably still has units in reserve based off of what Blue 4's already seen. Knowing that they have this one big group, they still have a group somewhere, which is all the way over here. I don't think these guys knew about that any more than Logan engaging with his marksman rifle. Otherwise, Independent will eventually have to make a move here, but they're gonna get pinned down by a lot of different units just in various different positions, and it's gonna make maneuvering from this ridgeline, very difficult. But the more they keep pinned over here, the more time Blue 4 has to reposition and do a lot of damage. But Independent, they got one rifleman firing down over here. Medic was pushed up. He is working on, I can't even pronounce that, to get him up. So if that guy keeps firing, he could probably get some KI kills in there. Excuse me. Independent chopper also flying over. Blue 4 is being sent over to this ridge, maybe to deal with that Independent group. They're looking for that other Independent team. They know there's more guys out. They just don't know where they are. So I commend Blue 4 for playing it defensive and trying to find them. Is there a time limit? Yes. I don't know what they are until they actually appear. Usually by default it's an hour, but some matches can have like 15 to 30 minute time limits too. We'll know if something comes up on the bottom right, and we'll see how things go. Also, let me get rid of that. I'm not connected to TeamSpeak because it would just put me in the channel. I mean, I could probably get connected, though, because I don't have anyone to commentate with. But Arcor, meanwhile, he's snuck up here. He could get in some pretty nasty licks here, but instead it looks like he's trying to engage Hector over here, who is stuck bandaging. So Arcor's going to move up. Doesn't check by the MRAP. Gorin might see him. Oh, unfortunately, his patient dies, but Arcor's going to come up here, pops a grenade in there. Gorin could look up and shoot Arcor. Grenade goes off. Hector's going to probably think that that was a GL, so he's going to be immediately bandaging. Arcor's going to run up and get the double tap. Oh, what a beautiful kill. So he's going to be able to steal that 249 and probably do a lot of damage here. Gorin might have just seen Arcor walk up right there. But yep, grabs the gun, starts firing on these Blue 4 guys. This is the break Independent needed to prevent Blue 4 from pushing up that angle. So Arcor... Yep, grabs that 249, immediately takes one of them out, starts, wow, my gosh. Gets a nice double kill right there. Alexander now running up the tower. Let's see if Arcor hears those footsteps. He does not. Arcor turns around, nasty fight. I think Alexander ran out of ammo, so did Arcor. Arcor whips out his handgun, and Arcor goes down because Alexander was able to get that quick reload. But the damage has been done. Losing 3 people on that flank might be all that Independent needs. But Independent instead is doing a very risky and dangerous charge down an open hill with smoke. They already have one man that is down. I see wounds from the other 2 guys. That's a very dumb idea. If anything, you want to come down this ridge, level the playing field here, and then go on the flat terrain, because now everything is going to be able to look at this smoke and see these guys moving. Looks like these Blue 4 guys are now going a different route, you know, going off this side hill. So I guess these guys are just a distraction? I don't know, but already one dies. If they were going to do a distraction, I think only 2 people should have been sent, because 3 people is less than 4 that would have come down that flank. We still have dudes defensive up here. So Independent, I think, is squandering their resources here. We just saw another guy get shot in the head. Bluck trying desperately to bandage himself, but I think that was just a misuse of Green 4's resources. And now Green 4 is also taking some heavy casualties up on this ridgeline. Meanwhile, Green 4 is sending these guys down to this position. Interesting. Rek is getting in one of the 50 cals over here. He is now going to start suppressing, because that's where the 50 cal spawned. Again, providing fire on this ridgeline. We have Blue 4 chopper flying around over here. Independent chopper flying up ahead. Again, there is no MAT AT ammo left. So those things pretty much have free reign until they fly too close to a 50 or something. We just heard a rocket get launched. Might have... No, I actually have no idea. It looks like actually it came close to Platoon HQ. He is just pulling this Vic back, probably to grab his 50 cal guy, but I think he's just leaving instead. But Fane, thanks so much for the 5-month resub. So close to 6 months indeed. Thank you so much. I hope you keep enjoying the ops. Hope you're getting a kick out of FNF, and I hope you're getting a kick out of this round. Independent still on a high turf here. They started engaging probably with that piece of AT. They dropped the launcher because they're probably out of ammo for it, but now they're getting engaged. I think that's Scandy Recon back there with that MRAP. And we, you know, have the Bravo team here also engaging. So maybe it's to pull attention away from these guys coming down. But something interesting to note is we do have a back cap coming. Alexander could potentially get a headshot snipe on Finn or the gunner and basically pull a fast one on Scandy Recon. So Scandy Recon isn't being careful. They're gonna get shot in the back of the head. But by the way, guys, if you want to see a multi-Twitch perspective, we do have a lot of the guys in Scandy Recon streaming. So if you want to watch them get jumps, I would hit type !MULTI, get on that multi, and you might be able to see one of them get headshotted, because I would love to hear their reaction. But otherwise, these 3 guys are pinned down by that 50 on the MRAP. Oh my gosh, look at Finn. But did Almighty spot him? I don't think so. This would be a perfect walk up and shoot in the back of the head, but I think Almighty is going to go for that 50 instead. The issue is he's very well protected. He's going to have to go like right behind it and get a top hit. But yeah, no, he's going to crawl up. Helicopter just flew overhead for Independent. We see some Blue 4 guys now engaging the Independent flank coming around over here. Platoon is also pulling around. So Almighty's got to be quick on this maneuver. But yeah, I guess prioritizing that 50 is a good idea. Pierce might save them, though, because Pierce is driving up. He might see this Independent guy coming around. But Almighty is going to go prone. And there's it, the shot on Infidel's head. Pierce now walking up to that thing. No one has realized. So beautifully done there. Platoon HQ just got in there. More gunshots going up. They haven't realized they're getting engaged. I think the gunner just realized he was getting engaged by something. But yeah, they switched the wounded guy out for Platoon HQ. And now Finn, no, he still doesn't notice. These are the plays that can literally make or break the game. So they're not noticing his gunshots because the 50 cal is drowning out his audio. So they don't know that there is a dude literally right here. Oh, he's screwed now. He's screwed now. Finn now looking around. Almighty not even in a good spot to hide himself. Finn has no idea he's going right up towards them. And there's the shot. So Almighty was trying to penetrate the cap of that. The gunner just turned in to go even lower. Almighty, again, a great idea, was able to get one of them wounded. I don't think there's a medic here to bring him back, but just a little squandered on that side because it all, you know, he gave himself away trying to penetrate that play. But again, really good play. Very good play. I would love to see more of that in FNF. But otherwise, we have Hockey here wounded, but Goran is a medic. He might be able to get him back up. We got another wounded guy over here that Goran can then get up. But Blue 4's taken this ridge. Alexander's pulled up to make sure it's clear. And that massive group of independent forces is now down to 3. And they're going to start trying to come into Terminal 1 here. We also have 3 guys coming up this flank. But Blue 4 does not have that many guys. They are very well scattered here. Because if we were to look at the roster, we got a lot of green 4 deaths, but a lot of blue 4 deaths as well. But I'm definitely seeing more skulls on green 4 than blue 4. So all blue 4 needs to do is consolidate their force and dig in, and they should be fine. Let green 4 come to them. But wow. Dooley getting torn up right here. He got crippled. He goes prone, taking more bullets, trying to roll to the left. Has to probably try to hide behind that bush, or at least roll down the hill, but he is... Look at the amount of gunshots he just took. Bandaging in the open, not a good idea because they still see him. He's on an open side ridge, and there he goes unconscious. Probably not going to wake up from the sheer amount of bullets that have gone in him. So that was a little bit of a squander right there. Rest in peace, Dooley. But yeah, never bandage in an open ridge line because you're just going to keep getting shot. It's not like these are AI. These are actual people that will murder your butt. Clown, how are you doing? Are you the same Clown I know and love and I used to run AT with? Because those were the days back in the 501st. Good times. Anyway, Blue 4 has taken this ridge. This is where a majority of their forces are now. So now Blue 4 can just hold this ridge and shoot at any independent guys that come in. Independent might be able to overpower this 2-man position. We also got 2 guys in the woodwork back here as more independents come around right here too. Rek, meanwhile, he's got his handgun out. Gets a headshot with that handgun. Hazard not turning around. Olaf, these guys are none the wiser. They didn't notice that Rek just wrecked one of their dudes. Hazard now gets up on the second story. Gets some shots on Rek, though. I think Rek's out of marksman ammo, because otherwise he should be using that one instead. Olaf firing up at that ridge, though. Hazard now pushing back as Rek pulls around. Hazard has now chased him down. Rek is not checking his rear. He's going to get shot in the ass. Rek, come on. You can get him, Rek. Whoa! And now we got a Blue 4 MRAP also coming up as Olaf. Are you kidding me? Olaf now going prone. He doesn't want to piss the MRAP off. And the MRAP drives right by. Oh my God. Rek now getting multiple double taps. Hazard is not going to wake back up. This up for independent push has just been completely nullified by a handgun. Olaf is probably going to kill Rek now, but wow. Just wow. He's going to crawl right up to him. Rek can see it! Give me That was incredible. Like I said earlier in this match, this is going to come down to the PvP. It only takes one guy that knows what he's doing to halt an entire 3-man offensive. And with that, Scandi Recon has now reinforced Terminal 1. There's only going to be 3 OP4 guys assaulting this position. They have lost the numbers advantage. It was going to be 6v4. Now it would have been 6v... Scandi probably brought 4 more people, so 6v8. Still doable, but now it's like... What, 4, 5, 6, yeah, 8v3. So Blue 4 is going to win this fight by numbers. Nutty person caught in an open area getting shot at by a machine gun. He takes a headshot by Nemesis. Oh, they're using my little hidey hole up here. I always put dudes up here. That way, if they come in, I can shoot them with the one guy up on this ledge. So I love how Nemesis is using my favorite position in these warehouse buildings and manages to catch one guy in the open and murder him. So now it's 8v2. I don't see Independent pulling back here. We have a grounded helicopter being shot at by Blue 4. That's going to give Blue 4 air superiority. Whether it's out of fuel, might be out of ammo, or they just need the guys on the ground at this point. I don't know, but yeah, I don't see Blue 4 losing this fight because of just the sheer number advantage Blue 4 has. Again, looking on the left, look at all these skulls, and look at all the lack of skulls on Blue 4's perspective. But Rek definitely making, in my opinion, the play of the game. I thought Drake just fragged himself for a second. I was going to laugh my ass off, but wow. with a handgun and a stolen rifle. Amazing. I mean, I love seeing plays like that, you know? So I'd be curious to see. I don't think Bridges or Boston are going to climb up right here. If they were to use the same tactic Nemesis has been using and peek out, they might be able to get a kill or two. Because I'm going to be honest, people normally never check this window. And I've, as a Zeus, have gotten away with the AI using it. And wow, they just keyholed Boston. Nemesis getting his second kill. He has got a 240 Bravo, so that will easily penetrate the small, like, it's literally just sheet metal that covers this. So now Bridges is the only guy left with an empty mat gun. I'm surprised he still has that. I would have dropped that after it was used, but he's also crippled. So yeah, it's 1v8. He's crippled, has no mobility, also has that AT on. No, look what he's doing. He's doing exactly what I expected him to do. All right. He's going to be able to look out, but by now the blue 4 guys that were here, they've repositioned. Now you just have people watching sectors. So we got also some blue 4 guys sneaking around here. And blue 4's helicopter, because they have air superiority, is now harassing down here. I'll be curious to see if this chopper gets back up. Nope, looks like they've gotten in the gun to fire back at blue 4. But blue 4 is, they're aware of that, and they are, wow, just this round has been crazy. Blue 4 knows that they have that chopper gun, so he's now staying exceptionally high and avoiding his fire there. And now we see some blue 4 guys engaging dudes up here. But yeah, I mean, really this fell apart because Independent pushed down way too many open hills that could be spotted by anyone in the low ground, and they've just been getting decimated because of it. Yeah, so they have enhanced movement, but it's the enhanced movement rework, so you can't abuse it. So you can't, like, spam spacebar to climb up mountains super quickly. And there's also certain inclines that you can't enhance movement on. But yeah, at this point, now it's just Blue 4 is going to clean up Independent, because Blue 4 has such a numbers advantage. They also still have an MRAP, and they have a helicopter that's working. So Independent is just going to get cut down at this point. We still have Logan up there on the ridge. Don't know what he's going to pull, but he usually pulls some pretty crazy plays. Anyway, Wraith, to answer your questions, what did roll on in here? I don't know what you mean by that. Secondly, would throw your DND into Arma 3. Wraith, DM me with that stuff, because I don't think that's portraying to FNF, and I will handle it, because a little hard to read what... Like, I'm trying to read what you're saying, but it's, I gotta focus on this, because that's, I don't know. Ah! I'm confused. Meanwhile, Bridge is still in here. I guess staying low. We're seeing some more gunshots go into here. That is Finn shooting up into that position. I'd be curious to see if Drake comes in and tries to backcap. Bridge is trying to find an angle here. Might catch the clerk out of position. And that's exactly what he fires at, but he only gets an arm shot. So if these guys are doing audio PID, they'll know that Bridge is still there. They're throwing grenades up to his position. They accidentally threw a smoke. Heard another grenade get thrown. That's another smoke, and Drake is now pushing up and might try to secure his building. But Bridges is going to still be on that high area, and we might be able to see him get shot by, or excuse me, Drake will probably get shot by him if he is not careful. At this point, the helicopter here is just rotating, staying up high, and is just shooting down, trying to make sure French is dead. But yeah, air superiority with that 240 is no joke. Meanwhile, Bridges, the issue is he's exposed on that window. There's Hudson, and Hudson gets shot, because again, people never expect this position. And it costs them every single time, even if it's PvE in my Zeus ops. They're always caught out of position by that one spot. So Drake now knows there is a bad guy in here from those gunshots. The question is, he could literally shoot him if he knows what he's looking for. He could get right here and shoot up there. He's going to give himself a little bit of medicine first, probably a bandage. But I will say, Bridges is lucky in the sense that this partially covers his head. He throws a grenade over here to be safe. Oh, and Nelson found a good angle and shoots Bridges in the butt and legs. And now they just need Drake to go in there and shoot him in the face, and that is pretty much over for, that's GG for Independent. They still have guys here, but they're not, even if they rally, there's way too many Blue 4 guys at this point. Ah, man. So now that we have a little bit of a break, Wraith, if you want to resend that. I'm sorry, I think I'm literally becoming dyslexic because I'm finding things harder to read and my typing's a little more sporadic, but who knows what we have. Let's see. Logan up here dumping his handgun into the chopper to the point the bullets are literally despawning before they hit the ground. You couldn't read that either? Okay. But yeah, they're getting out angles, the chopper. French desperately trying to shoot the other chopper down to give his guys some advantage. Looks like Bridges has woken back up, but the movement up there has caused now the ridgeline to start firing down on that position. So Bridges needs to essentially reposition, but he is not gonna be able to do anything with this massive ridgeline right here. They're so trigger happy that they were just shooting at Meltson too, so... Yeah, I mean, just Blue 4 with the garrison right here and the ridgeline right here, there's no way in hell Independent is going to be able to get to here. I mean, he does have a grenadier rifle. That GP25 with his AK, he could potentially get a grenadier round in the wind. Of course. Of course. The contingency plan in case Blue 4 somehow gets 360 no scope by Bridges, going in, shooting everyone in the face like he doesn't care. There's always the satchel charge. Interesting. One of the Blue 4 guys picked up an independent weapon. Yeah, he switched it from this guy, but then he was killed. I wonder what got him. Because that wasn't there earlier, so maybe he was mis-PID'd. We have another independent guy unconscious on the side of an open ridge. That was Sequence. He was getting shot at earlier. French staying in this helicopter. He's got another guy with him, but it's spreading Independent very thin compared to how thin they are already. And these guys already spotted by that ridge line. At this point, Chopper just needs to come in and shoot people, but I wonder why it's landing over here. Maybe to pick up a gunner, because his gunner went down. Wow, so French actually was able to kill the gunner off the helicopter. That's some impressive shooting, but Blue 4 has the manpower to literally just get another one. In fact, they're going to get some guys loaded and might go on the offense here now that they have air superiority. So they're going to take the guys with the Russian techs. I think it's Serbia Arma is the group name. They're going to leave some dudes up here on defense in the vehicle. They have the manpower for it, and they're going to go hunting. It is a big risk, Iceberg, but to be perfectly honest, looking at the roster here, I mean, they have the manpower for it because Green 4 is toast. I think by now, Blue 4 knows, based off of all of the recon they've been doing with the chopper, that Independent doesn't really have anything left. I mean, they dealt with that massive attack up here, probably have been roughly counting the bodies, and now the chopper is coming up to finish it up. So Logan the marksman, I think he's out of ammo too because he's only down to his handgun. French is shooting. They're firing everything over. They're checking to make sure they don't get shot at by that helicopter. And chopper gun is being turned so it can fire. And yeah, just look at all of these gunshots coming down. Bridges, meanwhile, looks like he's pulled away from that position. And Logan is now serpentining down while popping smoke. Gets a crippling shot to the leg. I will be curious to see what other trick plays Logan plays, because he's got some really good ones, but this is not the match. Oh, I agree. All it takes is one lucky shot, but not today. Blue 4 dismounting here. And now they've got a 5-man team to come up and check this out. French, meanwhile, looking over to see why that chopper sounded a lot louder for a few more seconds than it should have. And now we've got a 1v5. Looking back, we still have Dingo's come around. I don't even know where he came from. But, yeah, again, trying to backcap. Backcap's not going to be able to be done. We're seeing gunshots go down to that 3-man group. French gets a nasty grenade. Alexander pushes up. Another grenade gets popped. Multiple grenades get popped right in their line. Alexander pulling his handgun out, literally mag dumping the back of French. And Goran gets some shots, and this guy was shooting handguns at him. Logan's coming around. I don't even know how to commentate that. That was everywhere, but Logan is now trying to come around with his handgun. Will the independent marksman make a trick play like Blue 4's marksman? Stakes are high. Logan is Logan. And we'll see if he can do better than Rek and get more than 3 kills. A grenade throw would be perfect right now. Possibly knocking out Goran, who is the medic. But Logan only has a handgun. I don't see any automatic rifles here. There is some AT, but oh, man, we'll see what happens. All right, Logan, come on. You got a helicopter flying right above you, and they probably have LR. This guy now running over, doesn't spot Logan, gets shot in the head and knocked out. Grenade gets thrown right on Goran's position, right in his face, knocks him unconscious. Alexander now knows something's up. He is coming around to check out what's going on. Already, both marksmen pulling amazing plays. Logan hiding, doesn't get that, gets the headshot on Alexander! Robertson probably gonna kill Logan here, and there it is. But both marksmen knocking out 3 people. Goran wakes back up, might be able to get that dude up, but wow. Trick plays on the marksman. Oh my god. That was awesome. I would still say Rex is better though, because he got 2 KIAs and the 3rd one bled out. Logan was able to kill 1, knock 2 out. Robertson just got blue on blued by his own guys though, so I mean, these guys, we just saw that they were trigger happy with each other, so, you know, at this range, you should be able to PID, but wow. So, I mean, that's knocked out this 5-man team, so they won't be able to backcap these 3 dudes. It's going to be a little bit in vain. And that one medic that was AFK is finally not AFK, and he's driving around with the UN truck. What the hell is going on? So Grenadier rounds are trying to be walked up to this 3-man position. We still have Dingo right here, chilling in this building. Literally just guns down. He's just, yeah, okay. He's waiting for a back cap that's not going to come. Looks like we have Alec here who is down. I think What's-His-Face came in and tried to get the place himself, but ran into a bunch of dudes. As soon as he opened that door, they would have heard it turn and took him out, but he got a decent trade-off. I don't think these guys have any medics here, so it'll probably result in an incapacitation, if not KIA. Meanwhile, up here, these guys are medicing a dead body. Jesus Christ. Yes, okay, he's stable. Now let's work on the people that are actually incapacitated. Fun fact, if you look at a body and get an inventory pop-up screen, you know, the 3 dashes with the gun, that means he's KIA. If they have their hands down like this, you know, these 120-degree angles and their gun pointed outward, that means they're most likely unconscious, but you still got to look to check to make sure he's not dead itself. But, okay, awesome. So these guys, UN Vic tried to push up, and the US decided that they've had enough with the UN and literally shot him dead. What a Chad move by the AFK medic. He waits around for 25 minutes, decides, hey, now's a good time to play, drives up to a Blue 4 ridgeline and gets shot to shit. Meanwhile, Platoon HQ has come around, but Nelson knows it, pops a grenade on their position, gets a double kill, knocks out Denny's legs, and that's GG. That is GG right there. Beautiful play by Nelson, taking out those 3 guys, and we still have Dingo alive, but Dingo's not going to get the hint. Timer has now gone off. 15 minutes remaining. He's getting the double taps. There he goes. And wow. Just wow. Beautiful triple kill by Nelson, too. We saw, I think, 4 different triple kills here. Both by the marksman, one by Nelson, and then one by an independent guy who got these 2 kills and got a kill up here and then died. There's his body. That's how I feel for Independent for this op today. That's a very good way to put it. That right there is how Independent's done in the operation. But guys, we are going to have 2 more rounds for EU's branch starting right after this one ends. I might go AFK for a few minutes to make myself a burger because I haven't eaten all day because I've been stressed about the CCO thing I have to do tomorrow. And then we'll have like an hour-long break, and then we'll get into North America's branch, a Friday night fight at 8 p.m. EST. Yeah, there's my thumbnail, right? Ice, yes, I will hook you up, and we can do some commentary. I'll give you the casting couch password.
Give him a warm welcome, shall we?
I'll have to be AFK for a little longer because Iceberg's gotta work his way into the casting couch. Wink. Mine was weird though because Barbarian was it, but he's more of a power bottom. Anyway. So they left Robinson. So overall, Logan was able to kill 3 dudes still, right? No, he was able to get 2 kills because Robinson's gonna bleed out. So not necessarily a triple kill, but definitely caught, like for 1 guy against 5, that was pretty much it. As much as we trust Dingo, this is a blue 4 victory. There's no way in hell Dingo would be able to do this. I agree with that call. They're not going to make us wait another 12 minutes to see Dingo get shot to shit. But yeah, all right. All right. All right, there is the round drawn right there. And we'll see what happens in the next round. I might just keep the burger for because I got to get Iceberg sorted. We'll I'll just wait till after the other 2 rounds end. It is going to be a 3-way fight. So about 20 players on each team, about 21 neutral sector control, and I don't see any assets. And it's going to be on Maladin. This is a mission made by Dingo. Interesting. Very interesting. Let me get back up. Oh my god, hiccups.
Lives.
To the main channel.
Fuck's sake.
And also, I'm fairly certain there's about a minute left in the mission before it would have ended itself.
Yeah, that was a fair ending, man. There was 1 person left, and you had about 10 minutes to close distance, so you weren't even going to get up there.
Nice.
Let's get numbers.
Pretty much.
Firefighter, missions tab.
Just be faster next time, Dingo, mostly.
Oh, Indigo. Nice to see you.
No, it wasn't anyone's fault. It was just time constraints.
For what?
No, it's a joke.
Just to quickly mute myself to answer Wraith. I don't know anything about TTRPG, so I can't really give you my 2 cents. Because if I don't know something, I think it would be kind of weird if I gave you advice on something that I didn't really know much about. I think if you want to color it like a Zeus interface, feel free. That's entirely up to you. But because I don't know, I can't advise you on it if it's good or bad because I don't know. You know, that would be like me. I could get political for a second, but no, I keep the politics out. That would be like me being a YouTube streamer telling the Chernobyl power plant people how to run their reactor. And fun fact, when I was actually part of the Time Consortium, and we were defending natural disasters that happened in the world, we decided we'd go back in time and try to prevent big accidents like the Chernobyl nuclear power plant disaster. So I was sent to that one, and
Oh, there are transport.
I went in confident. I explained to the manager guy who I was and what was about to happen. He's like, "Great. So how do we fix it?" And I'm like, "Oh,
Could you?
Everything's
This is false advertising.
I don't know." Anyway, that's how Chernobyl happened, and it's been one of my greatest issues. And regrets in life would be a good term for. Anyway, we don't have to talk about my mistakes, and
Got two parents.
if you mean tabletop, I don't know, because again, I have never DM'd anything on tabletop or anything that has interface. All of my D&D has been in person, with the exception of a 40k thing I'm doing right now, which I'm not. I'm not the DM. I'm just a player. And if you're referring to the text-based stuff I say I do, that is literally text-based. There's no interface for it.
Okay, that math should make it 2020.
Anyway, where is Iceberg so I can give him his
more
stuff?
players in here than are on the TeamSpeak, so that's interesting.
I don't see Iceberg.
Okay,
oh well, I'll find him later.
Let's get then, starting off.
Oh, there he is.
Let's get AA Blue for 1RW Op for.
All right, let's see. The map was Maladin. Let me update my commands
Logan,
here.
your platoon marksman last time.
Says the guy who's always platoon marksman.
Let's get
round
at least one mission of FNF, yeah.
Let's get 19th Op 4. Let's get Armor Serbia Independent. Let's get FK and TK Blue 4. Let's get Cadian and 242 on Op 4.
All right. Iceberg is also joining the multi-Twitch, because I guess he's going to stream his POV for commentation. I will add that to the multi real quick.
PLH on Independent.
Cool.
Let's get second MRB on Blue 4. Let's get Scandi Recon on. Wait, one more time. I'll get slotted. There's lacking numbers in Blue 4. Let's everyone get put up. Remember, if you
And
can't
for whatever
connect,
reason,
come out, come back in.
FK Freds didn't save on my multi. I've made sure he's now on there as well. So if you are a FK Fred fan, I'm sorry I didn't put him on the multi. It just didn't register. My bad. Ah. Wait, is there only one zone?
Let's get who's left? Scandi Recon.
It says neutral sector, so I'm assuming there's
Scandi
3,
Recon
but we'll
go
see what happens.
Independent, and then Cadian go Blue 4. Let's see how those numbers look.
Whew.
Should be 22 on each team, if that matters.
I think there'll be 3 zones, but we'll see how things go. But yeah, there's FK Fred and there's Iceberg. You're right. At the end, it does say 1 zone and there's no VIX. All right, let me edit my mission statement. 3-way fight for a single. There are no VIX. This will be interesting.
Fox, who are you with and what team are you
I
on?
think it's going to probably be in a major town then.
Are they Op
Like
4?
maybe Laporte, King of the Hill style.
Perfect. And then
Probably going to be a
McCorkey,
short
are you
and
going
brutal
Op 4 as
round.
well,
I can't
if
wait to see it.
possible? I believe you're center, aren't you? Yeah, perfect. So if
But yeah, again, Wraith, I'm sorry.
Fox goes
I don't know.
Op 4.
It's again out of my department. I hope it goes well though.
22,
I always hope everyone's ventures go well.
That is
best you're gonna get.
yeah, that's as good as it's gonna get.
But yeah,
really.
you know, I'd love to DM a D&D thing. I just don't have the time, especially with school
Fox,
starting
just
up now.
slide in
So
the other,
it's a bit of a mess.
Cheers, buddy.
Dingo, you are so good at math.
I don't have a favorite type of nuclear missile or
I'm
ICBM.
not.
I haven't.
It's
I
throwing
don't have
off
expertise in
dynamics
that one
because
either.
we've got people like streamers, shout out to Lance Corporal Liru, who are coming in here making the numbers weird in the top right corner. But yeah. Okay, so that is everyone slot is going to be slotted, apart from Liru, who still needs to slot up in his spectator slot, but he can do that in his own time. Okay, let's platoon leaders. We've got one for each. Mountain, you got 1 minute. Go.
Okay. Sergeant Bridges, you're going to be my default Alpha Squad lead. Bravo.
Yeah, so they're saying for the last round the pincers didn't close fast enough, but that was a considerable amount of distance for the pincers to close, so I think that was the bad plan on Independent side. Well, Iceberg will be Cohen with me.
One's probably fine for OTL. Like,
Buford Mountain is going to lead.
Worried about that.
He's from AA, but he's going to be with Logan. Logan's going to play platoon medic.
Somebody doesn't get, I'm going to volunteer.
That's not a job you want to play risky stuff with, so he'll probably play a bit more defensive today, but it's going to be 22, 20, 22.
Okay,
interesting.
Firefighter, you are Delta TL.
They're going to basically play infantry. And...
I got it.
He's also part of
Fire by fire.
Yeah, so just standard infantry and a MG team.
Fox.
All right.
1 minute on the clock.
Okay, let me get everyone that ran away down to Charlie. Can I get you to fill in Alpha, please?
I'm surprised Indigo Fox isn't streaming. He might be. He just might not have given me his thing, but he usually does stream, at least in NA.
No thanks, we're a group, so we don't want to go with those guys because then there isn't enough slots for all of us.
Mostly everything filled. Again, general infantry and one machine gun team.
Can you push up to Alpha? You can take. We've got the machine guns.
And then we'll see how Independence
Did you hear me over that other guy?
Sorts their things.
I did.
We can have more machine.
All right, we'll run with this then.
Okay, remember guys, when you are, regardless of whether you're running in a group or not, if the platoon decides he wants to split people, it's down to the individual platoon. Luckily it's worked out in favour this time, but just be aware that it's entirely down to the platoon's decision as to how he wants to have his team.
Alright, thanks for your understanding, platoon leader.
No worries, welcome.
Okay, Indigo, you happy?
Yeah, we're good.
Awesome. Nelson, minute on the clock.
I don't think I could be happier.
Oh, bless you. That's a true Canadian right there. Okay, let's push to briefing.
Independent also taking a single machine gun team, and that's going to go to Nemesis because he's the guy that knows how to use it. All right. So it's going to pretty much be a mirror match with the exception that Op4 is only going to have 20 people instead of 22.
Yeah.
And Scania Recon's going to go on Independent.
Like Cuba.
Things I like to know, because in my opinion, Scania Recon is one of the most powerful groups in this community. Not because of favoritism, but because they've pulled some really crazy clips.
Imagine there's a squarey thing.
In fact, the reason I started doing EU branch for Friday Night Fights was because of the clips Scania Recon sent me.
With all those hours in Arma, you should know.
I don't do leading.
Independent has a flat route to get up there. Op4 and Blue4 are going to have to struggle to get up there, so I'm already going to say Independent's going to win.
Who made this map?
I made it. No one should. Yeah, don't worry about that. They're not. You don't have to cap them. It's fine.
That's why.
So there's going to be this round, and then another round after that, and then in 3.5 hours, the North American branch will begin, and then there'll be another 3 rounds.
No, you cannot.
No, you can't.
Are we allowed to?
Break.
Right, everyone shut up. Right, your briefing is one.
Oh, the other
one
sounds
target to cap. One target. If
They only have
anyone
one.
swimming, they're out of here. One target to cap. First to 100 point wins.
Bravo and Charlie got thrown out because I think they have to use it for a template.
Blue 4.
So never mind, Op4 is going to win because they're going to get first dibs on the swimming.
Available because there's no limiter on the map.
The whole area is available, but you've only got one target to go for, and you're all starting equidistant apart from it.
Okay.
Independent, any questions?
Nope.
Op4, any questions?
To confirm, no vehicles.
There are vehicles, but they're only transport vehicles.
Okay, so
understood.
Okay, all platoon leaders happy?
Keys.
Cool. Second round of FNF. Let's go.
Oh, you don't want to be tabbed out when you get pushed in because that can lag you out. All right, cool. So, let's see. Let's go down to the casting couch. Iceberg will be joining us. And let's get this show on the road.
Righto.
How are you doing, Iceberg?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm all right. Now, I think the question on everyone's mind is, will Op4 spawn a boat and go for Bravo and Charlie that are way out of the AO?
God, I fucking hope not.
So,
judging by this, just off the bat, Red 4 has a slight advantage being able to get into the area unseen. But with that stated, Green 4 has the most cover with that rock line just to the eastern side.
So I'm actually going to disagree with you. I think the advantage is going to go to Independent, because if you look at Op4's spawn and look at the distance they have to go, even with Vix...
Independent is closest, that is true.
It's not just Independent, but Independent has the lowest amount of defilade they'll have to climb up with their Vix compared to Blue 4 and Op 4, who have to go up steep hills. So I think Independent's going to be able to get their teeth in first, but the real question is, how are they going to survive against a two-pronged attack? Because with only one position on the map, Op 4 and Blue 4 are going to sink their teeth in. So we're going to just see what happens on the PvP level.
Around the alpha area, there's a bunch of hard defended like positions to dig in and hard defend, and it's not a good one, but it's the one I would go for, is the static bunker at the top of the mountain.
Yeah, I mean that one's default by the map, but that only gives them so much because they still will have Blue 4 to deal with. So I think even though Independent's going to be able to get in here first and start collecting points, this is just going to be a trap of who goes in and takes it. Because if I was Independent, I would take my time. I would let another team do it. It's still one life. That is correct. So if you go in, try to take it first, and you get starved out by both sides, that's a fight you're not going to be able to win because, you know, if Blue 4 and Op 4 try to push around to flank, they're just going to run into each other. So knowing that, they're probably going to keep their assaults pretty minimal, focused on only a single flank to try to break in. But again, it's just going to end up on who has the better PvP. And in that regard, I will say Op 4 does have a disadvantage because they have 2 less than the other 2 squads.
Yeah, that they do. I'm just taking a look around at what kind of vehicles they have to work with, because it's not going to make that big of a difference, but they got Polarises. One of the Green 4's got their tractors, their trucks, and then hatchbacks. Blue 4 is the only one here with some sort of vehicle that has cover. Or not Blue 4, Green 4, I think. One of them had Humvees.
That was Op 4. So Independent have Urals and trucks. Independent have Humvees, which is a little weird, but Humvees and Urals. And Blue 4 has, just to scroll over, they have trucks and Polarises. So yeah, you're right. The Humvees are going to be a little more armored than the other 2.
I mean, even if it's just the cabs on the Humvees, but like still, that's an advantage.
I would say the most maneuverable vehicle is going to go to Blue 4, but the speediest is going to be to Independent because those off-roads can go really fast.
They're on, so I'm willing to bet there's going to be at least one rolled vehicle.
Yep.
Guaranteed. Now, is it going to kill anyone is the real question.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm curious to see where they're positioning, where they're planning on going. Between red and green, you have that hillside up there with the giant rock spire. Just
thanks for letting me know, guys. I just turned them up a little bit by removing the noise gate.
I mean,
but
even with the fog,
when we're done with this round, I'll have to turn that back down.
Some sort of spotter team to get eyes on.
I'm going to be perfectly honest. I don't think this is a round where you really want to focus on stuff like that.
It is not, but being able to know
that's fair.
Who is where is still going to be very important. But I haven't seen one of these kind of finds in FNF yet.
So no, I have not either. So this will be a good one.
Who's your bet on though?
I would say whoever is going to enter the AO last is going to win.
Yep, I was thinking the exact same thing.
Based off of the terrain and the vehicle choice, it's probably going to be Op 4, despite having that -2 person advantage. However, Green 4 has better defenses against the Op 4 side. Blue 4 at least has a little bit of varying hills and terrain to get up to the position from their spot. Op 4 has just sheer drop-offs. So they're going to have to try to reposition at a different flank, but Blue 4 has the best terrain to get up here. But this is the type of AO where you want to finish last. You want to be the last group to get up there, because by then the other two factions have killed each other. If anything, I wouldn't even send guys until like 10 minutes passed. Just so the other two factions would have killed each other.
Let the other two fight it out and then come in and mop it up.
Exactly. But what we might see is, what if two commanders think of that and then only one team goes in and gets a point advantage?
Yeah, that is a possibility. I'm sitting here trying to just get an eye on uniforms and that kind of stuff, because I'm curious to know who's going to friendly fire who first.
Oh, we always see friendly fire in Friday Night Fights. There was a lot last time, but let's see. Independent have a nice green woodland. Another thing to consider, though, is PID past 100 meters is going to be nigh impossible because of this fog. In the last stop, it was a little easier because there were some different shades that you could pick up on. But, I mean, in terms of what I see, the camos are the same as last round for Blue 4 and Independent. So we already saw them blue on blue with that, so the risk of blue on blue is just still there. It's pretty high.
Op 4's got that Russian EMR woodland.
Yep.
So.
I mean, I think we're going to see some blue on blue. We're probably going to see teams outmaneuver each other and then freak out when they think there's hostiles on their side.
Exactly. The real question is the fog going to lift at some point through this?
No,
as well?
Usually the terrain doesn't change and it is stagnant. Now, already off the bat, I think the biggest weakness, looking at all these fortifications, I think the biggest not covered area is Independence side. Because they got that massive open gap. So we'll see if Blue 4 or Op 4 capitalize on that. Because I'm betting Independent's going to rush in here and take this first.
You got this one bunker on the northern side, but it's on the downslope, so you can't see over that.
Like, on the southern side, there's a few bunkers as well. It gives them a little bit of, actually, the bunker that's facing upward for some reason, that one's got a little bit of a good angle to watch that flank, but that's it. Just have your marksman take that guy out and you're good. Like, yeah, no, I would literally just keep my forces in reserve, send a marksman up, and just have them take pot shots at people as I reposition my guys to a good flank, you know, scout it out. And then, you know, as the other two factions are duking it out, I would just send my guys in.
The compound that they need to go in to hold and secure is decent enough with the walls on the
no, it's got a good outer security wall and then a little bit of an internal security wall with his HESCO.
The real question is, do they have AT with any sort of capability?
No, they don't.
There they go. There goes that. So the real thing, they do still have AT, at least Red 4 does.
I mean, yeah, Blue 4's got the shoulder fire. Red 4 usually has the AT bias because they have a reloadable rocket launcher, which is just one of their faction perks. I am seeing some AT guys on the ground, but I'd be curious to know if... nope, I am seeing both regular warheads and tandem warheads. Those generally don't kill people, especially...
You don't need to kill people, you just got to make a hole in the wall.
Yeah, exactly. Or just wound them if they're in a group. Then Independent, looking at their AT, they also have RPGs, so... Interesting.
This is going to be interesting for sure.
I think this will be done in under 30 minutes.
Oh, yeah. If it goes beyond 30 minutes, I'll be surprised for sure. Especially considering it's one life. Yeah.
Matt, normally I have, you know, I get to talk about where they're going to put their mat team, where they're going to position their vehicles, but this one, there's nothing.
Nowhere.
You know, it's just, this is how it is.
They need to push this one position, and definitely Red 4 is not going to get there anytime soon. My money is Blue and Green's going to engage each other at some point. My guess is just to the north in the open fields, north of Alpha, if not northeast.
I like the fog aspect, though, because it really does help hinder the sight lines here. Just adds that nice little bit of climate cover that we honestly don't see in that many Zeus-offs, which I like. I'm also noticing there's a few spots on the perimeter wall for the actual position where you can go right up on the hill and actually probably like look over the wall.
Yep.
But the real issue is going to be if a group gets a few dudes up on the ridgeline and fires downward, there's not a lot of good spots for the defending faction to hide in.
That is true, but everyone would be able to see him up there, and that is
True.
asking to get shot.
But remember how the eastern flank doesn't really have any overwatch over it except for that one bunker.
Yep.
So again, if
doesn't the advanced enhanced movement patch that they use pretty much will prevent them from climbing up some of that, won't it?
On some of the steep incline, sure, but I mean in vanilla I've been able to get up here without enhanced movement.
Easily.
So
the real question is who's going to get glitched in the rock then?
yeah, right. But yeah, no, this is just gonna go to who. Are you willing to risk it by rushing in, or are you going to hang back and let the other two teams duke it out? I would go for the latter, but...
Well, originally, I'm just sitting here watching Green Force mounting up in their pickup trucks. One of them was going to take out one of the Urals, but that doesn't seem like that's happening anymore.
Pickup trucks are quicker, yeah, they're all dismounting.
Red 4's over here already mounted up in most of the Humvees, and then I'm
the quicker vehicles.
hoping Blue 4 is going to be sitting over here taking their Polarises, which seem to be getting mounted up too right now.
You know, I hate to go a little science-y here, but this is a perfect example of like prisoner's dilemma.
Oh God.
Do you hang back and let the other two kill each other, or do you risk pushing in and losing numbers to an early firefight? If they all push in, then they're all gonna get murdered. If two push in, then the guy that hangs back stays fine. If one pushes in, then they're gonna win.
Look, just by knowing this map alone, this is cheeky as fuck and would be such a horribly good idea. Alright, so Blue 4, they're on that downslope in the low ground. Like, they have a large slope they have to get up. It's a pretty decent incline. Green 4 can get to the top of that before Blue 4 can.
Yes. Wouldn't it be cheeky if Independent reslotted some of their guys as Mat Team and just went and spawned Camp Blue 4?
Exactly. And they could do the same to Red as well, because the Red has to go up that one switchback, which is gonna take some time. I mean, you know how we drive, and off-road is the way to go for sure. At least in my opinion.
I got nothing to say. We're just waiting here right now.
Take a look at Green 4 and where they're lining up their vehicles.
They're not. They're not. No. There's no way. I mean, who's in them?
I don't know, but there's no way out over there. We got Alpha 1 and Alpha, so you got T5 Bay, Robertston.
Look at Op 4.
I mean, Op 4 is set up to do a drag race.
Oh, but they got two vehicles that are gonna go on the right flank, like.
Well.
And then Blue 4 also has stuff set up on. What is going on?
Looks like they're not gonna take the roads in, which is the smart thing to do. Blue 4 can follow the cliff line all the way along. Blue 4 is going to lose a bit before they get there. That's guaranteed at this point then. Especially since they're taking one of the big trucks too.
Oh, man. All right, they got another 10 seconds. There it is.
Righto. This
Independent directing 2 vehicles. They're also taking a Ural. They're going up the MSR, and the 2 Vics, I think, are going to try to go outflank Blue 4. Blue 4 climbing over to the left, not going up their MSR. And Op 4 has divided their forces. 2 are going up the MSR, and 2 are going up the side hill, driving through a forest right now.
And Red 4 already hit a rock.
Yeah, I'll be curious to see if any sides in the thick fog especially take any casualties from bad driving. But driving in this weather, especially in the low ground, is a gigantic pain in the butt. Excuse me. 2 people just dismounted from the Ural at Independent. They're going to walk it instead, I guess, realizing that vehicle is a piece of shit.
And lo and behold, Green 4 is already there.
Yep, Green 4 rushed because they were the closest, so I can understand that. Looks like they're also...
Ooh. 2 Green 4 vehicles just nearly collided.
Nice. Green 4 doing some dismounts as well. Op 4 is right there too. Blue 4, they're taking the longer route to get on that defensive ridge line to have an easier time in. So, yeah, Independent and Blue 4 are going to duke it out. My money's on Blue 4.
Yeah, it depends on how many people they lose due to poor driving on that cliff.
Usually you want to guarantee, but Independent's gonna rush in with the vehicle. But Blue 4 is gonna be on the perfect ridge to counter that. What the fuck?
Green's already pushing that ridge line as Red is pushing straight into the cap.
Deja vu. With 2 dudes.
Red only pushed in with 2.
2 dudes. See, that's the play you want to see. 2 guys just taking the objective.
One of them's a machine gunner and the other one has an RPG. Well,
I will admit, Red 4 also deploying up on the ridgeline too. But I will admit, the team in the last 3-way fight from last weekend on EU branch, the team that rushed won by a pretty, like, not a landslide, but a pretty good chunk. So, yeah, Independence played this cautiously, trying to predict Blue 4 coming up. Blue 4 completely bamboozled them. They're coming up to where Op 4 came up, and now Independent's going to capture the point and have a massive firefight with Green 4 because they're both within meters of each other. And some of the Independent guys are struggling to get around. They're popping a grenade, so I guess they already heard footsteps, and now that's going to alert Independent that they're over here. And now Independent shooting their own dudes. Woo! That was a hit. So. Ouch. Look at this,
pop up,
yeah, I can't either. If you hit the map and hover over them, it'll show you their name. Also, if you hit P, it'll show tracers.
Yeah,
but we've got all these Independent guys climbing on the rocks. Excuse me, Op 4 is, and then Independent.
Oh, there we go.
There's the first blood. It was done to, if I were to scroll over on the left, Worm, and he was killed by, I believe, NASA. So yeah, Op 4 are playing Mountain Goats. They're taking fire back. We see an RPG taken out as well. Grenades being thrown. Oh, a lot of explosions going off. Yep, and Op 4's officially captured that point. The PvP getting super intense here. We just saw Goatland get into a close firefight with one of the Serbian guys. One of his Op 4 buddies just threw a grenade into him, though. And he somehow survived. Wow. Yeah, I will admit the grenades usually never kill people. They're just for wounding.
Yeah.
Unless they're dropped like right in someone's face and they're prone.
Real quick, take a look where Blue 4 dismounted.
Yeah, they're playing it safe. They're waiting it out. That's a smart call. They're literally going to church.
Now here's the real question: is Red 4 going to spot the green dudes all the way on top?
Probably not, because they're going to be too focused with the Independent dudes that are right here. We have an Independent guy bandaging a dead dude. We saw that in last round too, unfortunately. But now Independent has taken the high ground and are popping grenades over. And we almost saw more Op 4 blue on blue, but there was a friendly wiggle.
One of them just grabbed the other dude's machine guns, I think.
Yep, Goat just got dropped. Grenade round going on him too. But yeah, unfortunately, with Independent now on the high ground, they've got the advantage, especially in this little ridge here. And they got 2 Independent guys flanking around on the right flank. So those guys can start engaging on the rear. What also is really difficult is weapon PID. Both of these guys are using pretty much, AK variants, PKMs, so it's going to be very difficult for them to be able to tell what's going on. But we have OPFOR with the reserve force slowly coming as well. Independent also sending a reserve force. And Blue 4 is still hanging back.
Blue 4's got a two-man team. One of them's the platoon marksman. The other guy's just a rifleman from the looks of it. And
so Logan's the platoon medic. They're definitely just scouting it out. Again, they're trying to find a good angle for Blue 4 to come in as the other two teams duke it out. So that's really smart. Meanwhile, Op4 has a dude back here loading an RPG. Might be able to get behind the Independent guys on the ridge. As Independent also comes around, we have one guy that went down.
On top of everyone as well.
Yep. Ooh, but that Independent guy got spotted and shot. We have a flare going up. No, it was shot into the ground. It's illuminating the Op4's position, I guess trying to blind them.
Blind them? Spot them? Who knows?
Again, just a lot of PvP coming around here.
Down on the cap themselves are,
Hey, check out the Independent unconscious body, Alexander, doing a nice little barrel roll as he's unconscious.
Where is he tumbling down that wall?
No, he's just rolling. Op4 just came up to the hill, shot himself with a rocket. His body just went rolling. He got dropped by an Independent guy. Op4, that guy just got another kill on Independent who tried to pull around, but yeah, good work right there.
We need to get the double tap on that last guy, though.
Yep, these guys could potentially wake back up.
There we go.
The barrel roll guy, he's, takes a lot of bullets. His body going, finding a nice little crevice. And we still have one Independent guy with a machine gun.
The machine gunner woke back up and almost dropped him.
Almost. But yeah, Op4 just has to... Ooh, yep. So there's the double task. We still have one Independent guy in here. I'm going to call him Neck, because I don't know.
Sure, let's go with that.
Let's go with that. Op4 still sending their main force up, but for the most part, they have held. Independent had the advantage with having the ridgeline, but then they left the ridgeline. Op4 then took the ridgeline. Things got messy. But yeah, Blue 4 probably pushing up the VIX to just hold for the moment. Again, they gotta wait it out.
Hold on. Wreck just spotted them. Nope. Nope, he doesn't have sight lines, but he's looking that way. He hears something.
Oh. Neck just shot out Shiro. That's making the Hippie and Bluck in the alpha position run around because they have no idea what just happened. But good kill by Neck there. He can still do a significant amount of damage by himself with that machine gun. Op4, they're picking up their wounded. Still on this ridgeline, trying to look around to see what's up.
Do we know how far the range extends for the cap? Yes, we do. Which... Is it being contested with Neck in there?
No, because there's still 3 Op4 guys. So even though that one Op4 guy is unconscious, he still counts as a player. So it's still 3-1 for Independent. Or excuse me, Op4.
We have a stare down here.
Yep. Not sure if they saw each other. Yeah, they did. So he pops a grenade. The grenade is ineffective because Neck is able to pull around. If anyone in chat knows what his name really is, there's the text. Please help me out. But yeah, no, he's gonna get shot from people up the ridge and double tapped in the head. But apparently his name is Pecky, but unfortunately Pecky has gone down. Op4 is now going to clean things up. I thought they were blue on blue, but they were just shooting that body, and...
Logan and Stray Dog have been spotted.
Ooh. Yeah, so Independent now coming up to that position. Blue 4, they're going to have to reposition here. If Blue 4 loses that marksman rifle early on, that could be very bad. Independent could take it and then just get one more long-range weapon to help pick off Op4. But Op4, you know, they're sending their main force up here. They're going to get a perimeter going. This is still going to end up going into a 3-way fight because Independent still has a major force to send up. So Blue 4 smart with that tactic, but Independent was also being super cautious. So now it's just going to be a matter of can Op4 with this fresh wave of troops garrison this position and hold out between a 2-way onslaught as these 3 factions fight for control of Alpha.
We got Flying Finn spotting for Green 4's marksman, but there is nothing out on their flank. They're all the way up to the north. Blue 4's pushing in from behind Red 4.
Scandia Recon is part of Independent. We got guys up on the rocks. They're looking around. Blue 4 is hiding under a bit of concealment. Looks like they're bandaging. Haven't been spotted by Independent yet, but Independent is combing around. I think Blue 4 is going to lose their marksman rifle here, unless we see some really awesome PvP happen. Logan did do some crazy PvP last time, but I think Independent just spotted Blue 4. Yep, Independent coming right up to Blue 4. He's going to call that out to his friends and gets a headshot on the marksman. Logan has no idea what just happened.
No clue. What the fuck? I bet he's still trying to medic him.
And unfortunately, Logan gets headshot. Turns around, gets a few good shots right into, who was that? Hudson's chest plate. But yep, they're going to be able to steal that marksman rifle and help pick off more dudes on Op4's position. So now Independent has a pretty nasty advantage here. Meanwhile, Op4 has platoon HQ over at a rock. This seems like a really bad position to put him in. If he wanted to do Overwatch, he should have gone a bit further back in the ridge, but I'm not sure if Op4 knows that Independent's flank is coming up right here, but I keep saying Independent. Blue 4, sorry. Blue 4's flank is coming up. But now the encirclement will begin. Unfortunately, we can't see the point values to know how much Op4 has and how much they still need.
Oh, dear Lord. Blue 4's got a machine gun team set up, and they've spotted Red 4 in the ridge line.
Yeah, so that's from Bravo. They have a 249 setup, a lot of guns going. It starts off with a Grenadier round.
Grenadier round kind of misses.
It does, but I mean, that's to kind of kick it off. So they have 2 Red 4 guys out of position, crawling around for cover.
Here we go.
They've got the marksman, though. He gets headshotted! Oh! Op4 losing that one marksman. Independent still has 2 marksmen now. I'm going to quickly look back to see if they picked up his marksman rifle. Because there's no reason that they shouldn't have, and I'm not seeing... Yep, it was changed out. I see an 8. Wait. No, they left it. So, Independent, wait, no, I am seeing Hudson. He's the guy that got the kills. He's checking the bodies. I'm not sure why they're not taking that marksman rifle. That would be a significant advantage given to Independent. Leaving it behind just seems like such a bad idea, but people don't think to do that. Meanwhile, Independent has also started their attack. Some Grenadier rounds going on Op4's position. We just saw a AT round go to Blue 4, but it was a miss. And now the 3-way fight truly begins. Op4 trying to defend against 2 different assaults, and now it's just going to be down to the PvP. Blue 4 already getting some of Alpha up on the southern little ridge line here with cover. They do have
Red outnumbered here.
Yes, because Blue 4 has about 20 guys. Independent, let me see. They have 1, 2, 4, 5. They have 9 skulls, so that would be 22 minus 9 is 13. And then Op4 has 20 minus 3, so they're down to 17. So Op4 has the fewer numbers here, and they're going to be spread thin. They just knocked the Blue 4 guy out. He wakes back up, though. And you're just seeing a hail of machine gun bullets on Op4's defensive positions as other Blue 4 units pull around. I think Blue 4 is going to be able to get control of this position from Op4, but then Independent might push in. Independent just shot at their platoon lead, interesting enough. And yeah, you're just seeing a lot of Grenadier rounds coming. More Op4 guys going down. They're getting flanked on the ridge.
Alpha 2 is going to get hit in the flank here in a second if they look to their right. It's 2 Red 4 dudes. Come on, look on the hill above you.
But Iceberg, if you do this for a while, you're going to realize that this happens all the time. Independent looking over with binoculars, we're not looking up. Nope, I think Machine Gunner just spotted it.
There we go. Come on.
Oh, and he lost his opportunity! Because they're coming around on this bunker.
And now that machine gun is being lit up by a friendly. Friendly shot and downed the machine gunner.
Yep, blue on blue's a bitch. So now Blue 4 is going to try to wrestle control over the central ridgeline. We still have some Op 4 guys shooting at lone Blue 4 guys, crippling them. Right now, it's just a matter of the numbers trade right now. Who's going to wrestle control from who? Independent now also coming in as Blue 4 and Op 4 change bouts here. And now the advantage is kind of leading to Independent again. I'm going to quickly look back again. I really want to see them take that marksman rifle.
Blue 4's pulling one of their squads back, or fire teams back.
And it's still there. That's such a waste of an asset.
Red has a 3-man, I think that's platoon lead, following them.
And so Op 4, they've got...
plan's gonna go and do.
Yeah, they got 4 guys still caught up on the ridge. We have 2 guys going right up to each other. No result. Blue 4 guy comes around though and shoots the Op 4 dude in the back of the head. And now that Blue 4 guy that got the kill, Firefighter, he's getting shot at by his own dudes. This is just a messy Blue 4, just a messy friendly fire galore because of the fog, and people are so spaced out. Anyway, that machine gun team to the right, they just lost their assistant because of a dude.
Now firing over there. Delta 2 is now engaging. They just took out a red and a blue for the marksman and the Nemesis laying down covering fire as well.
Yep. Just based off the numbers here, Blue 4 still has a big amount, but Independent could still sweep in despite having the lowest number.
Here we have Finn. Just spotted those vehicles pushing towards the blue vehicles coming in from the south.
Yep, that is, it looks like they have multiple guys in both of those vehicles let's see if I can get a little closer here. The B1 Vic is definitely full. The other one is reserved for Platoon HQ. He's on his own, so that is the blue team's reserves coming in. But again, they have gone too far on the left flank and are now getting engaged by Independent. So that's what I was calling out earlier, is if one team goes too far on the flank, they're going to engage a different faction and probably get cut down. But we saw a guy get run over as he dismounted. He woke back up, is now firing up at the Independent's machine gun position. And Blue 4 and Op 4 are still wrestling for control of this ridgeline. But they've got 4 guys in the defensive perimeter here. Just a lot needs to go down. Someone's flaring himself. That's an interesting call.
There was also a GL round landed in the compound and actually managed to knock out one of their guys.
Yep. Now you have Independent firing up on the ridge. Ooh!
Nope.
Was it a smoke?
It was a smoke, but that definitely didn't go where he wanted it to go.
Woo!
Tense. Green 4 taking advantage of that bunker that we said was going to be useless, but well.
I mean, it lets them get their foot in the door. And we just saw, I think, Independent marksman. No, it was just a rifleman.
Did you see these GL rounds from Scandi Recon landing inside that B1 squad?
So I tell my stream this all the time. Even though Scandi Recon I have favoritism for because TSB, they are some of the best players I've seen in Friday Night Fights. They're the reason I started shoutcasting EU, because some of the clips they sent me of them literally killing entire squads of people is amazing to watch. But now Independent, they don't have any resistance to get up to this ridge. But are they going to come up to this ridge and try to take it, or are they going to go for the objective? Because Op 4, they've doubled down. They've got a few guys that are cut off from the rest of the group.
Rockside, Lieutenant Anderson has the high ground on these 2 Red 4 dudes right below him. I don't think
but he's focusing on the guys behind the bunker. He was able to kill one, he wounded the other. Now it's just a matter of, is he going to try to get those Op 4 kills? Because Op 4 are too distracted by Independent pushing up that flank. This is just a massive 3-way clusterfuck.
And here's Dingo, friendly firing. We have him firing at his medic and Dooley. Down by the wall, we got, who is that? Tippy.
Hold up, real quick. Op 4's gone back on Blue 4's position where they came in from. Blue 4 sending 2 dudes back. But yeah, Op 4 has 3 dudes back there, and their Platoon HQ guy just knocked out one of the Blue 4 guys. Interesting where these battles are coming.
One of Blue 4's machine gunners, in fact.
By the way, update on Anderson. He was able to kill one of the Independent guys. The other one is down, but Independent helping him out with that. So, yeah, Op 4 has just doubled down, staying defensive, trying to hold Alpha. And now it's just a matter of...
Firefighter is mixed in with Green 4 now.
But he's getting shot at by Independent.
And yeah, so the guys that were further up were none the wiser. Independent's looking up. I don't know how he got up there, but
How did he get in there?
now the independent guys are shooting at the other independent guys that are further up the ridge. They're confused because one guy was able to sneak in. So it's plays like that are pretty crazy. Meanwhile, a blue 4 guy has managed to get into the perimeter right here. That is Dingo. So he's going to try to wrestle control of this, but Independent, they need to go for the op 4 position because if they start trading evenly with blue 4, speaking of trading, we're about to see a blue 4 guy get shot. Yep. So Drake was able to get a kill, but then another blue 4 guy, Anderson, he came up, got an independent kill as well. If op 4 just hunkers down and relaxes, they might be able to
I mean, they might
win
be
this
able to
fight
hold
here.
that point for a bit longer.
Ooh, and we just saw Victor trade with an independent guy. So now Op 4 had 6 guys here. They only have 5. Dingo getting pushed by an Op 4 guy. That was Hippie. And he goes down. But let's see if this blue 4 guy comes around and gets a lot of shots on Hippie. Takes him out. And that was Dooley. I don't think he's going to wake back up from that.
Yeah.
Blue 4, they still have a force back here, but there's an independent guy pushing up, popping frags. That is Van Gastel. If he were to just look left, he would see that Blue 4 is abandoning that position. So a little bit of, just again, fog of war. Shit happens. But he could have gotten some more kills there. Independent setting up some additional guys from these positions here. Op 4 trying to hunker down. Some GLs going off in the top position here.
Here we go.
And you had Dooley just shoot a guy
Dooley over
dead.
here just destroying everyone.
Yep, so looking at the numbers, Blue 4 was able to kill 2 guys on Op 4 that pushed on the southern flank. Wow. And we have a close firefight here. Blue 4 and Op 4 are just making even trades right now. There's so many people dying. I don't have the names coming up. I gotta check the map. Building just changed textures. It is 50% damage. 2 more grenades going in. This could get very messy. Bad frag also occurred. And Blue 4 is down to 1 dude. He was dead before the frag went off.
I just don't see Blue 4 recovering from this.
Also, Independent lost everyone on the right flank. They're down to 1 dude who just bad fragged himself and knocked himself unconscious because of it. T5 Bay. No, he's normally one of the better players.
The
building's partially destroyed. And Op 4 holds with 1 PKM gunner killing. And another dude wakes back up. Op 4 still clutching onto this. But T5 Bay wakes up and manages to kill the independent dude. Op 4 still has that machine gun right there. He's going to keyhole through that little slit. Oh, and T5 A goes down because of the fire superiority of the machine gun. Blue 4, meanwhile, has a dude. He's firing at independent guys, but it's 2v1. Independent still has 2 dudes on reserve to come down. Blue 4 has 2 guys in reserve. Op 4 has the 1 commander unit. And now it's Blue 4 and Independent trading. Op 4 won by holding! Oh my god!
That was unexpected.
That was just insanity. No breaks. Everyone just decided to start ruffling into each other. Wow. GG. So once again, the team that rushed in first wins. I think I'm sensing a pattern here. But how that could have been better was if Independent didn't delay most of their force from going in. They could have probably wrestled more with Op 4, might have gotten control, but then Blue 4 would have come in and had the numbers advantage, and it would have just been a matter of who survived and who stayed the round from Blue 4's advance. So again, it really just came down to the PvP, especially for a match like that.
That was still a very interesting match.
And then we've got Gorski, who looked at the numbers. Plouffe and Stathenberg each got 3 kills for that operation, and
on the objective,
really were able to push it for their teams. So anyway, we're going to go back up and listen to the challenge. Anderson did a really good job, too.
Anderson
Definitely.
did a great job.
Indigo. Indigo.
A fine addition to my collection.
Chernarus 2020.
See you, gentlemen, and
Wiped off your squad. How do you feel?
Later.
What do you mean?
Was it not you with Arcor and that lot pushing up?
There were 3 of us. The A2 element moved south. It was myself, Arcor, and Farks. And you gunned them down, but I was in the compound.
I would have killed you at the end there, just for the record.
Yeah, I know.
Who did I trade
I saw your AR trying to roof jump, so I was attacking him.
Let's see.
I don't know if you traded because I shot the shit out of his ass after you died.
4 gets 2 BTR.
I gotta say, in
80s.
rolling up on Blue Force Sniper Team, the way they did really fucking sucked.
Like, I don't get how the guy who was point blank from me took so many bullets to the chest. I mag dumped him. He just shrugged it off.
You missed the first half of that mag. That's why I watched.
That's still 15 bullets.
In the chest, in the pressure plate.
Body armor.
From point blank, it's still gonna mess
It's
you
still
up.
body armor.
Sorry, clarify. And it's still Arma too, so.
Yeah.
Are the
little
birds armed or unarmed?
Mine.
Was it Ark who made the mission?
All right, there is the mission command updated.
We'll find out.
And now we'll see how they divide their slots.
So, let's have a look. 19th, can I get you on Blue 4?
19th copies.
Second MRB, can I get you Op 4? FK, can I also get you Op 4? One RW, let's get you Op 4.
Second, let's jump down and take Matt.
Option for leadership to the second MRB, and if you don't want it, onto 1RW.
What is this, a defense?
Blue 4 is attacking, I think.
Fuck it.
Yeah, Blue 4 is attacking.
Filter in and fill in at Matt team, please.
Let's get Cadian on Blue. Let's get AA on Op 4. Let's get TK on Op 4. Let's get Arma Serbia on Blue 4. Let's get the 29th on Blue 4.
Charlie.
Let's get Scandi Recon on Op 4. And then let's let those numbers settle, and then we'll go from there. Okay, let's get 242 on Op 4, and let's get PLH on Blue 4.
Do we have an option for leadership or no?
If the leadership's options are available, then yes.
Alright, sure, I'll take it.
Let me take the DL there, Dooley.
And then speak up if I'm incorrect, but then that should... Oh, Patriot, are you joining?
Skandarikan has one more coming in.
Cool. So he'll know where he's going. Who's Patriot roll with? Anyone remember?
Feel like it's AA. No, am I right?
CSE,
Patriot
isn't he?
CSE.
Oops.
Yeah, I was about to say CSE.
You're thinking of Boston.
Whatever I was thinking of, I was wrong that
Rolls my
time.
bloody helicopters.
Right. Can admin slot Patriot on blue 4, please?
Any specifics up?
If you stick him in LAT for Alpha 2. Marshall and Nefej, do you guys know where you're going? No, Alpha 2.
Is joining on Skandarikan.
Oh, I've confused myself, I think. Yeah, slot Patriot, and no, slot Patriot anywhere on blue 4.
There you go.
Okay, that is everyone slotted. That means, Lisa, you have 1 minute on the clock. Organize your team.
Alright, I need at least 2 people to go get that Matt team, and I would like 1 person to jump onto the marksman, otherwise I'm fine. So, can anyone do that?
Sometimes it's best to volunteer.
Alright. I don't know what the fuck this is. Can I get some people from
Charlie?
Yeah, sure. One of you Charlie people. 2 of you guys.
Oh, sorry. Where do you want CSC slotting? If I've been slotted.
Which one do you want from Charlie?
Take some from Charlie 2 and then move the rest that are in Charlie 2. Move them up to Charlie 1. So if you just move. Charlie.
Where you said you needed the guys? On what?
The math team. Delta 4.
10 seconds.
Alright, good enough.
Becky goes in Echo and glitch someone.
Cool, you happy? Done?
Yeah, I'm done.
Okay. Anderson, 1 minute on the clock.
Hey, Pierce.
Yes?
Go take guns.
Do you want us down in the Delta squad?
You can go take the guns.
Alright, so blue 4 has mostly infantry across a few squads. They got a MAT team, and they have a dedicated driver for one of the 1240s, which I believe is a type of MRAP. They've got the UH-60 and a Little Bird. Op 4
we can only take 2 of the guns, so we would have the same amount of
infantry.
guns if we took the Charlie
They've
stuff.
got all of the MGs taken, and the MAT team fully filled too, and the BTR is fully filled. All right, interesting.
I can have.
Sorry, I was
Okay, guys up in Charlie,
the CCO thing I'm doing tomorrow. They just dumped a lot more information, and I just read it all over. Meaning I skimmed it, and I just kind of like left.
Boston Logan, push up back up to Alpha 1, and then let those other 1RW guys come down to the MMG team.
Right, Gauze move.
It means in between EU and NA branches, I'm going to be working on organizing them.
Yeah. All right.
10 seconds.
Look at it. Delta teams are good. That's good. That's good. All right, just make sure that you get on the appropriate nets on the start. I'm good.
Cool. Awesome. Let's go to map screen for briefing.
Aye.
Let's go have fun.
We love you, Daddy Dinko.
No, we don't.
Yeah, we do.
No. Don't take it away
The platoon leads organize who goes into what obs.
Whoa. There's only one daddy in this team speak.
Me.
Yeah, and that's
me.
That's Granddad Daddy Andy. There's Granddad Daddy Andy, and then there's Daddy Dingo.
Want to cover your pepper and sneeze it all off.
Grand dandy dandy.
Well, what? Look, break. First of all, unless you're part of the Potter Club, there's a very certain line, that's drawn, and there's only a few of you that's in the Potter Club. You know who you are. Exactly. Arcor, can we please have our briefing?
New
It's
trees.
sector control. As long as there's 1 of 4 inside the zone, you can still hold it. But if you get swapped off it, Blue 4 will take it. It's not sequential. Any questions?
Blue 4?
No.
All right, so Iceberg is still here to commentate with me. Uh-oh. There we go. I freaked out for a second because it wasn't letting me tab back in. Blue 4, let's see. Spawning a little in the low ground, but not too much because this is kind of the upper shelf. Chernaris has, especially on the southern side, has these like big ridges here that normally you have to go uphill. We saw that in last week's first NA branch. But this is pretty even terrain. It's going to be centered around Gorka. These sectors are non-sequential. Right off the bat, if I was Op 4, I would probably ditch Sector 3 and just hold Gorka. That would be a little easier to do, so you're not spread out too thin. And Blue 4 has a lot of room here, but they do have helicopters, so they could reposition units.
Let's see what we got to work with.
To send them around. So we'll just have to see how things go.
Are you off making your cheeseburger?
Nah, I'm gonna wait till after.
Yeah. So, do we know, is this little bird armed?
It'll probably have miniguns, no rocket pods.
Work can still be done with that.
And here we go. All right, so let's go look at Blue 4. They're spawned mainly in Gugolovo. We have a Black Hawk with, they did grab a gunner. Yep, the 134 miniguns. Very nice piece of work.
And an MH9, not armed.
Yep, it is purely a transport, so that opens up a bigger possibility for, let's see, Blue 4 to go air assault and probably back cap Sector 3. If I was Op 4 Command, I was just saying I would not even bother with Sector 3. I just held 1 and 2, just to keep them defensive. And
Sector 1 and 2 will be easier to defend anyway.
Yeah, and they're closer together. And then we've got 2 different smaller MRAPs and then a big MRAP that is also armed. So those are the 3 MRAPs they were referring to. Also some transport Humvees that can take 8 people apiece. We got a nice low light setting. It's going into night. We got the moon out. It's a nice little set of lighting here. But let's see, Op 4. We have the 2 BTR-80s, which they're crewing, and then just a bunch of gases for transport. And, of course, the 4 cords. I'm going to be right back 1 second. Something's bugging me.
So while Liru's away, I'll chat with his chat, because I can. Bahaha. Anyway, I'm looking over at Red 4. Their dudes are messing around with their Titan. They're trying to figure out which heavy AT to take. But if they don't knock out the... if they don't knock out their U-860 with its miniguns, that thing is going to rain hell on them. That is clearly a given.
Okie dokie. Don't you love it when your ear is itching, so you just put a Q-tip to it, and it just... the feeling you get after cleaning out your ear when it's itching, it's wonderful. It's divine.
I'm not gonna yuck your yum, but I've heard of weirder things.
That's fair. I mean,
while you had your headset off, I definitely wasn't advertising that all of your followers should follow Iceberg at Twitch TV or anything like that.
I've seen better pilots. Anyway.
Ouch.
I mean, you're better than me. I mean, most people are, but...
No, I'm sitting here and trying to. All I was really saying is, if Red 4 does not take out that UH-60 with their AT, they are going to regret it.
Here's the thing. If I was in Op4's shoes, I would save a map missile for the Blackhawk, and I would save one for one of the MRAPs.
Yep,
I've seen people make some beautiful RPG shots on these MRAPs before from like 350, 400 meters away. I'm not sure if any of those guys are on Op4 today, but with the terrain, I mean, if we were to look at it around sectors 1 and 2, I'm going to completely disregard sector 3. That just feels like a bait answer to me, but there's a lot of places Op4 can put guys and put up a really good perimeter around these towns and just have good security.
Pre-positioning some of their, well, no, they're just, at least one dude's pre-positioning a cord. So
yep, he's going to bring it to sector 1. You got to also remember Op4 has the ability to build some fortifications before the timer runs out, so they could definitely make a defensive position around sector 1 or sector 2. If I was in Op4's position, I would pick one sector to be the primary defensive sector and then another to be the secondary defensive sector. Based on the map, I would probably go for sector 2 because you have that nice 325 hill right there. It is in the boundary, so they could build a partial defensive position there as well. It's just the only fear is it being engaged from long range, but the actual sector itself does have some pretty good cover from the large western ridge line that Blue 4 might try to mount, so I don't know. We'll see how things go. Now, just because I have to cover it, we have Sector 3 back here, and Sector 3, I mean, that barn area is very tempting. You could build a pretty good perimeter around it. Another strategy I could see Op4 doing is putting a light garrison at Sector 1 or Sector 2, and then a heavy garrison at Sector 3. But the issue with Sector 3 is you have all of this forest that can get right up to its position from multiple different flanks. So Blue 4 would have no problem moving up to that position. The same could be said for Sector 1 from the northern group. But Sector 2 doesn't really have that issue other than the big foresty hill that is still in Op4 territory and could be made into a defensive position. So, more favoritism for Sector 2. Go ahead.
Well, back to what you were saying about Sector 2, that's definitely what I'll go with as well. Just because of that hill, you can get a good defensive up there and be able to spot shit early. However, with that mentioned, Sector 3 is like, you're going, like, they don't even need to push a lot of people there. Obviously, I think Red's going to ignore it as well. But Blue will still have to go there eventually if they want to win. So what they could do early game, all you need is that little bird to drop off a small two-man team to go back there and grab it. It wouldn't be that much, but it's more or less like Red 4. They're obviously planning something big right now. They're all huddled around each other, but like they're wasting their time to set up defenses.
I agree. I mean, usually getting a good huddle in. To like have the platoon commander position where things are, they can still spend the next 5 minutes getting to sectors 1 and 2 and making defenses. Sector 3 probably won't be the case, which is a shame because they could make something out of Sector 3. But again, if I was in Independent Command's shoes, I would definitely abandon Sector 3 and just hold 1 and 2. That way, well, actually, another thing I'd probably do is I'd send EOD up to Sector 3 and rig it. That way, when there's a pop-up, poof.
Yep.
Score
now,
a few easy kills.
The real thing is all they have to do is just get somewhere in that circle. They don't have to go inside the building. So finding a spot to rig it would be, very lucky getting something. But take a closer look at the Blackhawk real quick. You'll notice something's missing.
What is missing from the Blackhawk? I don't see the gunner. Also, a grenade just went off.
No, more specifically, the doors for the pilots, so they can be shot out easier.
Ooh, you're right. And they're going to be flying against cords, which are 14.5 millimeter.
The gunner's the dude at the chopper, I'm guessing, because the other guy's sitting there at their whatever brief is going on.
Mm-hmm. So I love seeing the difference between groups here. You got the milsimmers that all line up, and then the casuals that are just huddled around each other.
That is something that we pointed out and had a little laugh with. Just Just because we did, as was pointing out, look at the difference between TSB and a milsim unit. All the milsim unit was lined up on the wall. We were just sitting there fucking with the other units.
But anyway, someone in my chat asked what the objective goal is. So Blue 4 has to clear out these 3 sectors. Op 4 can hold the sector as long as they still have a dude in it.
One person alive.
Blue 4 just needs to, after everyone's dead, have a dude go into the sector and take it. If Op 4 doesn't put anyone in the sector, then Blue 4 can just have a guy run in and it'll automatically be taken. I think Op 4 is going to have the maximum amount of time for this one, so it's going to be about an hour. And I mean, judging from time...
Not to give bias to Scandi Recon, but this is where they shine, is in these defensive kind of things.
Yep, and they are into defensive.
You give them a bush to hide in.
Oh my
and they
god!
Will sit there in the sector the entire time and not even fire a shot.
Do you know who joined Scandi?
Nafs.
Nafs.
It's
fucking
gonna be a
PvP.
slaughter.
He's gonna slaughter people. I always made jokes when he was in TSB because he was always lone wolf and kill like a squad of AI by himself. I'm gonna love seeing what he does to actual players because we all know he was trained in the hells of King of the Hill. So this is just gonna be like target practice for him. So God, that's gonna be great.
I mean, I didn't want to say it, but the last round, that was just. It was King of the Hill.
Oh, thanks, Barbarian. Yeah, so they're saying in my chat earlier, he did show up for a little for round 1. I was busy shouting, though. And yeah, someone, Barbarian gave him a link to the Discord, so he spent round 2 getting sorted. Now he's here for round 3. I wonder if he'll stay for NA.
I hope so. I'm going to be playing in the NA one, so I want to see how it goes.
I'm really tempted to play in NA, but I'm also cleansing myself for what I'll have to do tomorrow.
I'd take a break for what you have to do tomorrow.
Yeah.
I mean, I did have a small idea that is very similar to what this is, but I can talk to you later.
This on specifically M2 fonts from Mass Effect.
Not happen.
No, it's fine. I mean, like, just to say what I'm doing tomorrow, it's something called CCO. It's number 7 from a community called Coalition. It's going to be a 99-person PvP thing. I'm ground commanding Blue 4.
That's not what I was That's not what I was talking about. What I'm talking about is something completely different that I would love to see happen, but it's pretty much the exact same as what we're doing here, just with some prominent people in the Arma community.
What are you doing?
I'm not doing anything. What I want to see is you get like the prominent people from all the casual groups. You know, we have, you know, you, Remy, people at FK, and those kind of groups, and do PvP between them. Just to see
no,
who's the best.
no.
That would go so poorly. It'd be amazing.
No. Remy does a milsim, not a casual.
I thought Remy's was a casual.
No, Canadian XX is more milsim.
Ah. Proves how much I know.
Never have a milsim group fight casuals, because the only way casuals win is if they have the people from King of the Hill show up and carry. Ah, man. You know what I've been trying to do, though? Get BIA to play Friday Night Fight.
No.
I want blood.
Oh my god. Just make sure they're on the opposite team.
They've got a few good players. I was playing an op yesterday for where I was the only survivor for a large portion of that operation.
I watched a little bit of it and I had to turn it off.
There's another rainstorm coming.
What's going on? We got Scandi Recon appears to be setting up in Sector 2. D1 is pushing up and holding the hill with who do we got?
Op 4 is not doing position 3. So, understandable. I mean, I'd do the same thing.
They are sending a wide squad out there to the gas station over here. This is one of the iconic places in Chernarus.
Oh, yeah.
That if you mention, you know, the gas station, most people will go, oh, there.
So the gas is loaded with the MAT team.
And they hit the border.
By the way, to help you out with the symbols, A, B, and C are Alpha, Bravo, Charlie. Delta, D1 through 3 are MG teams, and D4 is the AT team.
Okay.
MAT team, the MAT gunner has a single javelin type round, launcher changes, and then his assistant gives him a second round.
Yep.
So just to help you out there, and then if there's no number next to the A, B, or C, it just means the squad leader. But 2 minutes remaining. Yep, Op4 definitely going all in with holding sectors 1 and 2. Completely agree with that statement. They're holding sector 1 with a fortification, trying to zone it out. That's a really good play in my opinion right there. Sector 2 also blocking the other MSR, except they have an opening to the MSR. I guess they're going to use that more as their last stand area. They also have a static up there in reserve. We see some trenches being dug on the far hill to the south at 335, and they're just all spreading out really, really well.
So here's, on the other hand, for Blue 4, they got 2 MRAPs loaded out, the big one of the small ones. They have, the Blackhawk is full. It looks like they're also going to take a fully loaded Little Bird in as well.
Yep, they're going to go full airborne. I see the Matt Gunner next to the Little Bird. He'll probably be repositioned there. I'm also going to be really curious to see where Blue 4 and Op 4 deploy their marksmen. If I were to look for Sergeant Bridges, he is up in... he's in a building between sectors right now, and if I were to now scroll up and look for Hippie, Hippie is in one of the MRAPs. So I think Platoon's going to take an MRAP in and try to deploy from there. But this is...
Where are the BTRs going is what I'm curious about.
Ooh, you're right. The BTRs
they seem to be going for some sort of flank. But once again, let's just hope the choppers don't end up like last time. Last time being that we don't need a repeat of the Hind incident.
Yeah, I mean, the thing is, though, if the choppers go over the BTRs have 14.5 millimeter, and those will tear through 2 fully low choppers. So even if they don't shoot it down, they're probably going to wound a few dudes in there, if not get a lucky KIA or 2. So I'm going to be watching my left-hand monitor on entities to see if any skulls pop up to indicate any early kills. But there is the mission starting. BTR is on the move. Gaz on the right flank on the move. So Op4 is going to play an aggressive defense here, already sending out some pretty heavy assets. And we have Blue 4 sending up... mostly going airborne here, but they do have a mostly full large MRAP command taking a smaller MRAP, and the 2 helicopters are away, and they're pushing the left flank.
Oh boy.
Those Blue 4s,
those BTRs for
yep,
sure.
Those BTRs are going to be slow to move up these hills, but if they catch those helicopters out of position, those helicopters don't have anything to shoot at those BTRs with other than the miniguns, which aren't going to do anything to BTR's armor. Because I'm pretty sure the 136 is just a minigun 5.56, right? That won't penetrate. They would need a bigger round for that. But helicopters, they're going out of the map. They're going to do a wide flank. And Op4 is spreading their BTRs out. They're predicting it.
Yeah, they're predicting the wide flank from the choppers coming in from behind. I would definitely, if I were Blue 4, they'd probably go and land those choppers at Sector 3 and push in from the north. And using that as a distraction is when the MRAPs and stuff could push in. But it doesn't look like they're going to do quite that much with the MRAPs. They're gonna... Well, we'll see where they decide to stop, but...
See, here's the, where is the Delta? Okay, so D4 is on the chopper. It would suck if they were in the vehicles and completely out of position for those BTRs. But BTRs, they're holding around right here. I don't think...
It looks like they had Red 4's Matt team on the right flank to anticipate if the heavies flew around that way.
No, Matt team was in the Gaz that pushed up the, No, you're right, it is the right flank. So they're going to possibly catch Blue 4 out of position, but instead they're going up the SSR right here. So really good placement on Op 4. But I think Blue 4 is going to be able to just sneak by Op 4's positioning. But really good predictability by Op 4 here. They're just fanning their units out. Again, expecting a more traditional attack for Blue 4 to go up the SSR, but now they're going up the right SSR.
Now, here's the thing. BTRs over here, if they were shut off their engines, they might just be able to hear the helicopters coming in behind them, but they are not looking that way.
At that range, no. Because I'm not hearing that Blackhawk. No, you're right. No, it is drowned out by the BTRs. But yep, Blackhawk's now landing on the top left flank. Probably going to go for Sector 3. But Op4 will start thinking about them possibly, okay, let me roll myself back. If I was in Op4's shoes and I noticed that I hadn't really seen a massive attack yet or the helicopters being utilized, I would expect them to be pushing units back on my northern flank here. So BTR is pushed up on the left flank. It's really just for coverage from any northern pushes here. We have Blue 4 dismounting their force to possibly push up the forested route onto Sector 1. Not a bad call right there, because that will get their foot in the door. The issue with it is the massive kill zone they got to transverse to get to that position. And if Op4 sees it, there is a barn building that's... wait, nope, they can't get on the second story of that. Never mind. That kill zone does have a little bit of defilade for Op4 to work with. Also, a freak thunderstorm has just gone off. Chat might be able to hear the lightning, but if I randomly disappear, it's because of the thunderstorm. Now, Op4 has two guys that are dismounted from the BTRs, and they were staring at the direction of the helicopter. So I think now Op4 knows, if they call it in, that Blue 4 has dismounted troops somewhere on the northern flank. But we're also seeing, it looks like two groups are breaking off. One group is going to break off and go to Sector 3. The other group is going to start pushing south. They could definitely follow the forests up and get right into the center of Sector 1 and 2. So beautiful unit positioning by Blue 4. Blue 4 taking dudes up that forested area, as I said they would. And we do have Op 4. They have a MG dude watching that MG, forested area.
They also have AT
too. And they're he's watching through a little slit in the building. So that's a very good position to be in. So he's going to be fighting off a large amount of dudes. The MAT team, though, is in a perfect position to come around and destroy the MRAPs, because they're probably going to push along the MSR. Actually, this is an SSR, but that's going to put them in the sight lines of the MAT team to snipe them.
23 months now.
That's going to be
2 years.
Very, very messy. But for now, we're going to see Blue 4 still positioning their troops. We'll see if Op 4 makes any changes with those BTRs. And I don't know. Should be interesting. It's important to note, though, that Blue 4 have the MAT team gunner, but they also only have single-fire shoulder AT that's only on a few specific people. So the guy on the southern flank, there's only one guy with AT. But the 50 cals can pen the armor of the BTRs. So if the BTRs get repositioned away from the MAT team guy, that can be very, very dangerous. But now if I were to check, the MAT team guy is Russian text based. He is going with the group going to sectors 1 and 2, so he might be able to spot the BTRs as he goes along that flank. And for Op4 to lose those BTRs early on wouldn't be as devastating as you'd think, but it would definitely give Blue 4 an advantage here.
It'll make things a bit more difficult on them, but at the same time, with how dug in they are in Sector 1 and Sector 2, it's not going to make that big of a difference.
Plus, Op4 still has those 4 cords, 14.5 millimeter, that can tear apart the helicopters, especially since their doors on the side are taken away.
They're still positioning a few of them throughout Sector 1. I don't see any over in 2, however.
Send in Goat Team 6.
There's one in Sector 2. It's in the, the south, southeastern corner.
All right, let's see.
It'll be in that position,
Takalika, sorry if I butchered your name. Thanks so much for the Twitch Prime sub, and to scroll up a little bit. Mr. Mini Burge, thanks for the 23-month resub. I hope you keep enjoying the operations, and I hope you get a kick out of this.
The Blue 4 force pushing up through the forest.
Next month, man, will be your 2-year. Can't wait. Yep, so Blue 4 having their flank spotted right here. We hear the Blackhawk coming in. It is now also taking fire. It appears to be fire from a cord.
From that cord gunner that I was just talking about.
So the Blackhawk's got to be careful. That one MG is going to slow down the Blue 4 push right there. And now Blue 4 is probably going to try to rely on Op 4 pulling forces over to deal with it. MRAPs, meanwhile, not going along that MSR, instead following in the forest. Smart call, because the MAT team is not going to be able to deal with that. We just heard a javelin go off that's going to go shoot the Blackhawk down. And that Blackhawk is screwed, flying right into it, tries to evade, and the pilot dies with the gunner, and there goes the Blackhawk. So Blue 4 has lost any ability to call in gun runs. We still see Golfer and Paul marked up there, but since there's no symbol, I'm pretty sure they're both going to bleed out and die. So that means that...
we have a survivor from the crash.
Oh, no, you're right. They're going to get out.
Just one survivor. Who is it? Golfer.
Yep, so it looks like he was the pilot since he has the radio. His crew chief, I don't think, is going to survive. Might get out later. We'll see. It's because the marking. I still have him marked on map, but I don't have him marked locally, so I don't know. We'll see. But either way...
My guess is he's going to bleed out.
Yeah. So that southern push from the northern group with the southern push, they're actually coming over and now might regroup with the other push, so they're not going to be able to get right on top of those BTRs. How would Blue 4 know, though, that those BTRs are there? So I can understand that call. Meanwhile, we have more trenches dug up on Hill 335 as they are trying to anticipate where hostiles might come from. We do have Almighty Muzz with that RPG, by the way. Maybe waiting for those MRAPs to come up close. He's trying to hide in a barn instead, but that machine gun PKM gunner, he's getting shot to shit.
He's getting shot to shit. The M2's...
Yeah, he's backing away and staying low.
Where he is.
Yep, so him going back and staying low, that's actually not a bad idea because he is just making them waste their ammo. And, you know, if this firefight gets prolonged, that can make all the difference.
Little Bird, what are you doing?
I think Golfer's trying to pull Paul out of the wreckage. And the Little Bird is just, I mean, it doesn't have any armament. The best it can do is scout around. It doesn't have a camera, though, so... Otherwise, the Sector 1 position, we got guys on rooftops. They're trying to engage. We just saw a Blue 4 guy get knocked unconscious.
Blue 4 is now popping smoke to try and conceal themselves from the fire. Who knows?
So, there was another guy in that chopper, by the way, Pure Paradise. There's a skull on him. It still says Paul is alive. He was trying to be pulled out. But the Op 4 guys, the MAT team was just firing at the survivor, Golfer, so he is now pinned down. But yeah, Blue 4 losing 3 guys off the bat and one of their biggest assets. Definitely a pretty bad call right there.
Blue 4's marksman is running out towards the down Blackhawk?
Yeah, no, Hippie, I think he's trying to get up on a different flank here. He could do some devastating results on that MAT team, but I don't think he knows about it, because otherwise he'd be setting up to shoot at him. If he were to just look right and see it, that would make all the difference. But yeah, they just saw him. That's because the MAT team, they don't, they've got a thermal camera. I don't think they were able to PID his weapon there.
As he does the little zigzag.
Yeah, trying to zigzag back. Classic. BTRs, meanwhile, one is repositioning and going on the SSR here. I think it's going to come in from the north, or it's going to bypass it. I think it's heading to Sector 3. No, it's going to pull around and go on the right flank. This is how Op 4 is going to reposition that BTR to get to 14.5 to deal with those vehicles. Meanwhile, Almighty Mulls, he pushed back to Sector 1. We still have Denel, the machine gunner, firing down that position, trying to stall Blue 4 from pushing as the BTR pulls around. And the BTR is going to still be too far for Blue 4 to take any notice of it. And the forest is too thick, so they're not going to be able to see it repositioning either. So that's going to be good. Having a BTR in each flank to kind of even things out is going to be, it's going to help Op 4 kind of spread their firepower around and still keep one in reserve just in case they need it, especially if the MAT team strikes.
Just taking a look at it now, still no one has died aside from the 1 or 2 dudes in that Blackhawk, so we'll see what happens with that. And now the MAT team is engaging the survivor, so I doubt that's going to last for much longer.
Yep, but it looks like Golfer was able to pull... Nope, we still have a marker over the helicopter. Yep. We have some Grenadier rounds going over as well. That's going to be deadly. Where is Hippie? Or Hippo? He is now sprinting up to where his friendlies are. That's such a shame. He could reposition, and he has the perfect weapon for this job.
Exactly.
Yeah, he's not going to use it.
All he needs to do is head to his right into that tree line.
Ooh, one of the cords got glitched out on Sector 1. It looks like it broke when they tried to put it up on this position.
The MRAP has knocked out 2 Red 4 that were up on the hill. One was one of the machine gunners, and... they're...
Ooh, yep, there they are.
There they are.
There's a lot of blood. One just tried to wake back up and didn't. But this is a, that's a machine gun. That's a Delta team. Because you can tell by the black PKP. So that is very unfortunate. It looks like it was Rek and Burt. Rek did some really amazing plays in the first round. So, you know, they were trying to reposition to set up a kill zone right here. But the MRAP was able to pretty much counter that. Now we have Golfer moving away from this Blackhawk here. We do have another MRAP. It looks like it's Platoon pushing around, but they are going to put a vehicle right into that MAT team, and the MAT team guy has his thermal camera out, but they're going to push right up on this open hill, and that's going to probably result in the Platoon Vic getting killed.
Well, let's take a look.
Yeah, so they're firing. MAT team gets down.
If they keep him suppressed long enough, Hippie's in position.
Yep, Hippie's looking over. He might try to get a snipe on the MAT guy if he gets back up.
Range right now.
But we have the MAT team guy. He's trying to back off. He's going to probably try to appear somewhere else on this ridge line to get his shot going.
Nope, he's gonna do it right there.
Risk it for the biscuit. Now, is he going to get headshotted or is he going to get the shot here? Because that smoke grenade is going to stop Hippie from getting the sight lines. MRAP seeing that that dude has something pulled out, so they're going to pull back. Smart call.
They're not risking it. That's smart on them.
So now it's going to be up to Hippie to snipe that MAT team. Meanwhile, Blue 4 still maneuvering to Sector 3. They've got a few guys in between both groups, and the other group has a medic way ahead, but they're going to start engaging on the rear. BTR 80 staggering on these barn positions.
What I don't understand, both squads or units to the north have been using medics as their forward unit.
Don't you know, it's not a unique issue to TSB to have the medic on point. Everybody does it. All the cool kids do it.
Yeah.
So MRAP pushing around, has a little bit of defilade. It's pushing right next to Hippie's position. But Hippie's still getting a range here. As the MAT team kind of looks around. Yeah, they're now looking for the MRAP, forgetting that the MRAP has wheels and can drive around. But I'd be curious to see if that MRAP like pulls around and tries to get some hits. But anyway, there's Sector 3. Hippie the marksman, he's getting engaged by a machine gun.
That MRAP drew the attention over to where he was.
Yeah.
I would be quite upset at that MRAP if I was him.
Mm-hmm. And we still have the medic coming in, but Logan and Mountain, also medics, are going to end up being on front here, so we're going to have some medic warfare. But the Mountain is in a vehicle, and Dingo is just chilling. But yeah, I mean, now Op4 knows they're going to get attacked from the north. So how they're going to reposition their units is anyone's guess. We do have a BTR 80 pulling up on the northern flank. We still have the one on the left flank as well. And we've got Pierce and Plouffe on the wide left flank. They're starting to walk back in.
Here we go. Dingo has been spotted. The Mountain's just watching. Or no, that's Dooley.
That's Dooley, yeah. Mountain's in an MRAP. We just heard a missile go off. A javelin went out to the MRAP, but because the MRAP was in defilade, the javelin lock didn't work, and that is a squandered MAT round. Oh, that's unfortunate.
Look up north. We have what is this?
Mountains just drove right into some hostile forces, and I think he knows it. So he's gonna try to sneak away.
More. Someone with an AT stick.
He's gonna get stuck on that rock. All right, manages to break out. We have Op4 shooting down at the BTR, also pulling around.
Dooley with the, probably spotted the BTR, hopefully radioed that in.
Matt team, meanwhile, is pushing back and he used the force to come in, probably going to get caught off guard. Yep, AT4 came out. It was a miss, though. And they got to be careful because they have very limited amounts of those. They still have the Matt team, but this BTR being this close is not going to be able to get shot by the Matt guy. Speaking of, it's the Serbian text with the X in his name. He's on the northern group, really close to this BTR. But
Matt team is displaced. Op4 Matt team's displacing and moving in towards all of the fire over there.
Yep, so they might run into the Blue 4 guys and lick a few down on the flank. But now we have Mountain pulling back too.
What Logan's play is right here.
Oh,
he
yeah.
was MVP from last time, so.
I mean, he's right on top of 3 dudes.
He has them all spotted. His camo blends in really well with that mossy rock as well.
Yeah. Yeah, in his position, he would have seen a few Blue 4 guys here. Logan is really good at getting behind the opposite team and causing a little bit of mischief, but he is very cautious. And that is what causes him to be out of position a lot of the time. But when he is given the time to do his work, he will execute. Last week, he killed Platoon HQ. But now he's got a guy really close to him. But he is still looking down over there. And, oh, he gets spotted! Gets 1 kill! Another guy goes prone.
And here we go with the pistol warfare again.
Yep, but Logan's reloading his gun. He's crippled too.
The third guy needs to push up and start pushing. And Logan's down.
Logan gets shot by the pistol. Lucky headshot. And that's going to be a 1-to-1 trade. Logan's only a medic, though. So it's not the worst thing in the world. But Logan could still technically wake back up. But he was shot a few times in the chest and the head. But anything is possible. Meanwhile, BTR-80 is in the forest on its own in the rear. Not the best call to be made. We have Dooley coming up as well. And now we have another Op4 guy shooting at these 2 Blue 4 dudes. That was Bridges, but he is now repositioning. Logan wakes back up.
Oh, did they not double tap? Come on.
One of the biggest issues you see is people refuse to double tap, and now he's shooting at more Blue 4 guys. But he's getting shot at by more Blue 4.
Blue 4 has said enough of this.
Enough of Logan. So both BTRs are on the far left flank. They're going to go forested, and the Matt team is also going to come up the rear. Blue 4 pushed away from that initial flank as well. Op4 just seems really scattered.
That it's a BTR and you have eyes on it, but firing a javelin in that tree line is not going to do what you think it's going to do.
He might. It's really risky, but he might.
It's incredibly risky, even with the top down. Come on.
It hits the
tree!
Into the tree! All right, so that means at least 1 BTR-80 is going to be safe from the Matt team, and FK's, because I think Olaf's in it. Yep, FK and Fred are, Fred and Olaf are both FK, sorry. They're just going to pull around and now blow up a bunch of stuff. We're seeing some bombs get popped off as well in Sector 2.
Blue on blue happening with Blue 4 over here with that
McConkey was firing at 2 dudes, but this BTR gets hit by an AT4. And they're unconscious. Again, pushing up BTRs in forested terrain is not really smart. But now we're having, Scandi Recon is right next to Serbian Arma. But they are not checking their left flank. They could run right into the lines of Serbian Arma right here, if they're not careful. We have Nemesis super close. He's about to be in Numi's crosshairs. Nemesis notices, immediately runs to his right flank, and gets killed by the Matt guy. But then the Matt guy gets dropped. And now the 2 bodies are having an orgy. Okay. So Nafs is now running around trying to find this last guy. I think just saw the dude drop his throw a grenade, sees that other grenade get thrown, manages to get the drop. And Nafs is now getting suppressed by Infidel, so Nafs has to pull back. Alexander just double tapped Logan. May he rest in peace. Actually, no, that was a different guy. Probably a dismount from the BTR-80. We see some bodies by there. But now Op4 is starting to encircle the rear elements and Infidel is still suppressing up to the north. Nafs is also... I think Infidel just killed Nafs.
No, Nafs is still fine. He's a little bit to the north.
Oh, is he?
Yeah, Nafs has...
Oh, yeah, he's the AT guy. Gotcha.
However, there is a small 3-man team of
Yep,
Blue
coming around to
Force
flank them.
Around. They don't have AT to take care of that BTR, though.
Yeah.
The best they have is grenades. They spotted the gas and are throwing grenades at it, which is going to give their position away to said BTR. If the BTR would just, pay a little closer attention.
Yeah, so this guy already lost his AT. He tried to shoot at a BTR earlier and missed. BTR is now going to turn left. Yeah, they're screwed.
No, shoot them.
Yep, they just stopped.
Shoot them.
And BTR is now tearing them up. So, 1 wounded shot, one
dead.
One dead. I would say the surviving guy's best chance is to get that gas and drive away. Double tap on the wounded guy.
They were able to get Nemesis back up, which is impressive.
That's good. Because they don't have a medic up there. Now the BTR is going to drive up that flank because he's probably assuming, hey, if they didn't shoot me, if they only shot me with a Grenadier round instead of AT, they probably don't have anything. But Blue 4, they've gotten a lot of dudes up, but Op 4 has just been easily able to intermingle with them. We got more Blue 4 guys pushing up, but there's an MG team that's going to come down and flank them. So everywhere we're seeing a lot of dudes just a lot of intermingled warfare. There really isn't any other way to put this. But there is combat all over the place. I just saw a Blue 4 guy go down to Op 4 on the top right flank. Op 4 now pushing up close.
We got Dully finally starting to try and push into Sector 2 alone and gets lit up.
Oh, did he? Ouch. Yep. Nope. He is down by the defensive garrison right there. One of the cords is knocked over.
Sector 1 is kind of caught in a pincer. It depends on if Blue 4 can push south across that and survive, but they are surrounded as well, so.
Alexander for Blue 4 has gone down. The MRAP is driving through a forest. The gunner is really exposed. They're going to drive right next to Op 4 dudes. They could snipe the gunner out. But I don't think Op 4 is interested in doing that.
No, he seems quite comfortable in... hold on. Is that an RPG gunner or an MG gunner? MG gunner.
Yeah, it's an MG gunner. Oh, that would have been a beautiful snipe headshot, though, but it was super risky. Dooley wakes back up. He is being hunted by Stray Dog. But Stray Dog, again, keeping defensive because he wants to keep that sector clear. Op 4 is still... they've got Scandi Recon on the northern flank, still suppressing up there. They don't know how many Blue 4 guys are still alive. And we just see Blue 4 kind of scattered here. Op 4 the same, but now it's going to be a matter of can Op 4 rally their guys and hold these two sectors, because numbers-wise, it's still pretty even.
Look at this right here. We got Bob Winchester and Boston about to sneak up right behind him at Sector 1.
Yeah. But
if
only...
they both peek the corner at the same time, opposite corners, this is going to be great.
Oh.
Come on.
Come on, Boston.
Come on. Yes!
Amazing. And yeah, now he's slowly creeping around. That's the level of silliness you sometimes see. But Boston here, he's sighting one of the dudes. And Boston misses the headshot. Wait, I'm sorry. That was Bob missing the headshot. Boston now coming around. Some more Blue 4 guys pushing. Cosmonaut right behind Goatland might get a shot in the back of the head, but we got some low pine trees right here, so it's unlikely that he'll be spotted.
Where did Red 4 place their platoon marksman? Is that Bridges still over there in the center?
That would be Bridges, and yes, he is still in the center, right on top of the Gorka marker.
Interesting placement for him.
Yeah, it's not really a good one, but here's the thing. I think Op 4 is going to lose Sector 2.
Just rushed their MRAP into Sector 1.
Yep, the gunner taking a lot of fire. Vehicle, gunner goes down. MRAP trying to pull off of that, almost running over, I think that was, Starlinbide, but yeah, no, they got the gunner, and now they're shooting at the driver. It's because, Blue 4 vehicle guys aren't allowed to run people over, but Bob was able to kill 2 dudes. One died, one's unconscious, Boston's unconscious, and he shot another guy in this bar building. No, there's 4 bodies, there's 2 more bodies in here, and he gets the kill. Boston literally taking out a lot, it's Bob. Bob took out most of the garrison on this position, so now the stronger side of Sector 1 is now pretty much screwed. They're going to lose the numbers advantage.
We need to see Scandi Recon repositioning into one of the sectors because they aren't going to win this.
Yeah, but Worm over here, he is keeping them busy, and just by doing that, they don't know that Scandi is right there. Again, the stronger players in this group, but if they keep Scandi out of position, I think Blue 4 can sweep this out from Op 4 very easily.
About to lose Sector 1. They have one dude.
Yeah, meanwhile, Op 4, they're trying to sneak their machine gun up to shoot the gunner out of the Blue 4 Vic. They've got a perfect position. They just need to take the shot. Come on.
One person left in Sector 1.
Oh, and the gunner immediately turns in, and they missed that opportunity. So vehicle is now pulling away. Gunner gets turns back out and starts shooting, kills one of the Op 4 guys, looks for the other one, and shoots Op 4. That Op 4 flank getting screwed, and Sector 1 has been lost. Yes. Wow. All right. Scandi needs to stop what they're doing and push south immediately. Worm might catch Dingo out of position because Dingo might run into his sight lines. And that's exactly what happens, and Dingo gets taken out. I wonder if Scandi Recon will push in on that, but at the same time...
Nemesis is there and saw it happen.
Yeah. He wasn't close enough to see it, but he definitely heard it, and he's not pushing up. He has a stolen M249. That's his favorite, man.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Blue 4 was able to capture that position. We're seeing a vehicle rush by the other by the remaining MRAP.
Red's only got 2 people in Sector 2. They're going to lose it if they don't get more in there.
Yeah, that BTR needs to push in and play defensive immediately because otherwise it's screwed. I mean, with that force right there.
It looks like they're trying to get eyes on Bravo Squad pushing in from the south.
So they're just pushing this MRAP up. There's no AT to deal with it, but I think Blue 4 is going to be able to just get the rush here because Scandi is completely out of position. BTR is out of position. Nemesis gets the kill on Worm, which I think his real name's like Sliver or something. Still suppressing in there, but yeah, no, Scandi needs to push south immediately. But at this point, Blue 4 is going to be able to win by a numbers advantage.
BTR is going to have eyes on that MRAP here in a second, though.
Yep, so BTR doing its best to commit Overwatch, but
they need to get
just not good enough here. If Op 4, the 2 guys in here, can just lay low because they just have to wait it out. I think Blue 4 has the numbers advantage as well, though I am seeing a lot of skulls on either side. Scandi, again, could pull some amazing plays here, and they still have the BTR. Let me look at, I do see an AT guy in the Blue 4 section. I'm just trying to determine if they have AT, and I don't think so. I don't see the stick. So dealing with that BTR is going to be very hard to do, if not impossible, because they're going to have to get someone on that 50, or they could try to steal that cord gun.
Finally engaging one of the MRAPs. One of the MRAPs the crew got knocked out in.
Yep. So that was rushed over to just kind of do some support.
BTR is currently engaging everyone, or still engaging.
Blue 4's popping all these grenades, thinking Op 4 is in this position. There is one Op 4 guy in here. The other Op 4 guy is hiding. Bridges, the marksman's coming up close. And the vehicle, it's shooting out. Wow, it shot out the arms, the big MRAP. So that was a good call there. But the other BTR might push around and try to get behind it, get on the gun, and shoot it in the rear. That would be devastating for that BTR. And now Scandi Recon is pushing in. Blue 4 MG just pushed up and mag dumped the remaining Op 4 guy. I think that was Stray Dog.
Here we go.
But now Bridges is in.
Clear shot straight to the
Oh,
side.
yeah. But the vehicle immediately hearing it. We just saw a gunshot happen in the driver. There are 3 dudes in here. BTR now pushing around. AT goes in as well. That was the AT guy I was looking for earlier. But, yep, no, it's cooking. And now that the driver of the BTR is going to be able to go to the gun and just snipe these people. Yep, he's a crewman, by the way, of a helicopter. No, he has a crewman in there, so they're going to be able to shoot these Op 4 guys right in the back. There goes one. Oh, this is messy.
Blue is just confused. They can't find, who is that?
Yeah, Gorski. But now they're dealing with the dismounts of the BTR coming in. And we have Platoon coming in. We still have two Blue 4 guys way on the side. Hippie, the marksman, still way out of position.
Nemesis is pushing up real quick with that 249.
And there's another crew member dead. That is all the crewmen dead or down.
Yep.
And with those 50 cals on Farks, I doubt he's going to wake back up. So now Op4 had a really good plan, had too many people on the north, and let too many Blue 4 get by to take Sector 1. And now it's a very big mess here. We're seeing someone, that is Finn, he's trying to shoot the gunner out of the MRAP from range and actually managed to make that gunner pull out. Gunner didn't turn in either. Interesting.
There you go.
Andy, thank you for the raid.
Or swap seats at least.
Yep. So Blue 4 basically has to come around and sweep these buildings.
Here goes Nemesis lighting them up, keeping them suppressed while everyone else pushes. There we go. That's what we need to see. Some close range.
But that 50 cal cannot penetrate the concrete of that second story. I'm not seeing any tracers going through.
Check out we got Montgomery and Bridges engaging each other.
And they traded. Wow. I just saw both of their symbols disappear. That's funny. So Gorski is the linchpin right now. If he goes down, Blue 4 will win it. But Op 4 still has guys coming in. But yeah, Blue 4 definitely has the number advantage. Blue 4 also has the fire support advantage because they got two mounted 50 cals. But it looks like Scandy is trying to... Yep, they've nullified one of them. And that MRAP is now pushing around, but that's loud.
Naps is out there with an RPG. Keep that in mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he misses.
And it's short.
Come on, I know you got one more. You've got to.
But he's going to have a tandem heat, which is going to be a lot harder to utilize.
That's what he just fired.
Oh shit, that's why it was short, yep. So now Nemesis is pushed into this zone. Gorski firing at Robertson. But now Platoon HQ is probably going to come into that building and try to get a shot. Nemesis coming around and gets the headshot. Nice. Now, here's the thing. People in these buildings need to hold the second story because shooting downward gives them more access to the head, especially with that PKP for Gorski inside. He's going to have people breach in. I think he hears those footsteps, though, because he just went prone, and he is going to hold it out. Unfortunately, he wasn't prepared. Now Nemesis is the linchpin, but he is out in the open and exposed, so Platoon HQ looks out the window. They could get him. Infidel also entering this area.
Getting lit up as well, sadly.
Yep. And now it is literally Scandy Recon versus the world. Come on, TSB. Favoritism. 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 Let's go.
Oh, we got Blue 4's marksman now engaging.
Yep,
Infidel
out from the open.
Range.
Now Infidel is running in. Naf's again being a bit of a lone wolf here, but he's got the MRAP and another guy distracted, running up to his position. And this could go either way, just with the numbers. It's only 3 to 4 inside the actual perimeter, but if they catch Platoon out of position, like right here, it could be devastating.
I'm curious to know what Nemesis is doing, just staring at the floor there, but...
So Infidel taking some shots, and he gets shot from 3 different angles. Oh my, that was a lot of bullets that just went down. Got some more bullets going up to that MRAP, but I think the guy turned in. He even went to a different seat to maximize his safety. But there goes Infidel. Nas, meanwhile, being hunted. I don't know what Nas is doing. He's just waiting it out right here. I guess trying to find a good headshot. He doesn't have any RPGs left, but he's got one guy hunting him from right behind. Oh, and the gunner gets shot out by, I think that was Finn.
Finn?
Yep. So Finn gets the headshot on the MRAP gunner. Good kill right there. That's going to minimize the other 50 cal. And now it's just up to Nemesis to hold his ground, staying in the zone. It's still anyone's game. He's got the 249, trying to find Platoon HQ. They've garrisoned this building as well.
We got Block coming up behind Naps here, so
yep, but Naps is very well hidden, but he just poked himself out. But from the angle Buck's coming up on, he's not going to be able to see him.
But he knows someone is nearby.
Yeah, meanwhile, Flying Finn pushing into Platoon HQ's building.
Come on,
both sides taking a shit ton of shots. And no! Finn goes down, but Platoon HQ blew on Blue's his own guy! No, Nemesis! Also, Naf's just died to Fudgehead McGee, so... Oh, my God. What that was a great round to end it on. A lot of action. By the way, Paul is still dead in the UH-60. Maybe Blue 4 will go rescue him.
I don't know if he's dead or just, glitched in there where you can't bail or whatever.
Oh, and Blue 4 is now blue on bluing. Yay! Alright, guys. So that was Europe's branch for Friday Night Fight. We will have
that was definitely a good one
North America's branch in an hour and 45 minutes from now. I will be shoutcasting out with Barbarian and possibly Warwick. Iceberg here is going to go play in there as well. Yep, thank you for shoutcasting with me, Iceberg. I appreciate it.
Yep.
And I am going to go make my burger. So thank you so much for watching, guys. Go operate operationally. I hope you were entertained with those 3 rounds. Definitely some nice varied stuff there. But otherwise, cheers, guys. Have a good one. And hopefully I'll see you in an hour and 40 minutes for the North American branch.